What's good? I'm Skip.
DJ.
And this is the Cypher.
Hip hop, man. I said hip hop. That community is just crazy that the things that we were able to see and experience because of this thing called rap and hip hop.
I mean, you take those lyrics and you pull them away from the music and you put them up on the wall, so someone had to look at them. They would say, "This is genius."
Hold on, y'all. I forgot something very important. Hold on. I don't know if this is a indication of how it's gonna go, but let's rock up. Mic check. Mic check. Let me know if you can hear me. Mic check. I forgot my damn yap instrument. My bad. What's good, y'all? I'm Skip, one half of the super group. We are Deciphered, and we have a Thursday live stream. Normally we do them on Wednesdays, but Culture United was yesterday. Jeremy Heck released episode 16. So it was just too much to try to compete with as far as I'm loud. Let me turn it down a little bit. Let me see. All the settings the same, so let me go into settings, turn it down a little bit, put it on auto or something. Okay, what about now? Am I still just loud? Shout out to Koala. What's good, my brother? What's good, my brother? Congratulations again on getting that spot in that commercial, bro. That was big. I was trying to show you some love in the stream, but the stream was going so crazy that I figured you just couldn't see me. But shout out to Koala, man. And like I said, we normally do Wednesday streams, but a lot was going on yesterday. So for that, amongst some other reasons, I took yesterday off. And then I figured it'll be a good time to get that weekday stream in and still give y'all the Saturday. And a lot of stuff has happened One of which we won't discuss today. We're not going to talk about the Drake appeal. So as you can see by the thumbnail, if that's what you came for, you are going to be disappointed. Shout out to Jay Nolan and Absa. They covered it today. I think Moni did as well. We'll get into it. We'll get into it Saturday. In typical We Are Decipher fashion, well, we just gonna spend a whole bunch of time making fun of Drake if DJ show up. If not, it's just gonna be me. And I might open the calls up for a second. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but yeah, she turned. But with the stuff that we do have, I think it's gonna be a good stream. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long tonight. Maybe 2 hours or so. We're gonna get up out of here. First things first, I want to give a shout out to all of the Dakotas, all of the mods, the members, the people who fly in and out, the content creators that show us love. I wanted to shout y'all out first before we got into it. And also shout out to D2B2. Shout out to D2B2. Just gifted 10 We Are Decipher memberships. If you get those, go check out Shameless Plug above us. That's why I wanted to pick this backdrop. Decipher Road to 100. If you get the gifted membership, or if you have a membership, go check that out. Episode 14, 15, and 16, depending on how long I'm able to stay up tonight, those could be out Saturday. And I'll just go ahead and release those as a triplet. And then we'll be making our way to finishing up that series. I think with 14, 15, and 16, we're a little over maybe 2/3 of the way. Because for whatever reason, we ended up with 150 this time. So, we're doing a little extra this year. So it's going to take a few more episodes. And then we're going to finally get into something we've been discussing for about a year. So that'll be dope to get into that. But other than that, let's get to our first topic of the day. Shout out to the 5 Foot Menace from Compton by the name of Kendrick Lamar. I don't know if you guys don't know, but Section.80 has finally been certified platinum with RIAA, and that's not necessarily because it wasn't due the accomplishment. It's because Kendrick don't go get his shit certified, and this is one of the first certification attempts that he's put in close to a decade. So it just shows how that stuff to him isn't particularly important, but also it's kind of an indication to us as fans what we should be invested in as well. Because if somebody who could use this as marketing, as more lore towards his legacy, he's just not doing it. So then the conversation, at least from his perspective, should be around the music. So in respect to that, that's kind of one of the things I wanted to talk about today. For better or worse, we kind of have to consider the music as a priority, because a lot of stuff that's going on that we feel like we have a pretty good handle on as fans, we have no way of knowing how it's actually working. So we kind of gotta, enjoy and control what we can control and enjoy as fans. But also that allows us to have a certain level of power. And definitely not D-Smoke. D1 was discussing it on Culture United last night when he was talking about the consumers have more power than the creators and the committee. So, and I think that goes into what we invest into. So in the midst of these quote unquote stand wars and everything that's going on, in the digital streets, I put a video out recently about J. Cole missing his quote unquote Trump moment. And that was more of an indictment on his fan base as it pertains to digital spaces, as well as fan bases in general. So yeah, man, if we can get back to focusing on the music, I think it'll help the artists have an understanding of or just not be as afraid to put out music that they're being ambitious about or that they care about, because it's not gonna devolve into how did it do first week? What is the projection long term? Is it gonna be platinum? Is it, whatever the fuck? Is it gonna do 1 billion streams? Because we see what that conversation turns into over time. The dominant conversation about the music is how commercially successful it is and not how good it is. So I showed that to kind of like give a kudo, but also to show like if he doesn't care enough, or if he would allow it to go 10 years without being vetted for certifications, it should just also tell us as fans, like, okay, take a step back. Maybe this number shit does not matter as much. And the part that we can invest in as far as numbers is concerned is what we consume. I think going forward, that probably should be one of the primary things that should be our primary viewpoint on the numbers conversation in totality. It's just like, I don't care what it did. I like it. I'm gonna support it. And if people openly support what they like in some form, the numbers will affect that. I mean, the numbers will reflect that in some form or fashion. Because if these labels are jugging the numbers, they're jugging the numbers on top of already pre-existing fanfare. So they ain't taking nobody from 79 buys to 300,000. They taking them maybe from 240 to 300. But yeah, let's just control what we can control. And speaking of controlling what we can control, one thing that we can't control is media narrative. And instead of trying to control it, the one thing we can do is see where we exist in this space and what we can do as we assess our opinions and whether or not they are present, whether or not objectivity is present in these. And this is from the Mallory brothers. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I think I'm gonna play like the last 5 minutes or so. And as in typical twin brother fashion, like they are on completely diametrically opposed sides of this table as it relates to this whole J. Cole album rollout situation. But I did want to play this because they are having a discussion. I get it, D2. I get it. But the point that I wanted to get to is they are representing two very obvious sides of this conversation. So I want to play it and then I'll ad lib off of it. But yeah. I don't too tough watch them, but I did find this interesting.
Now, Terrell and your J. Cole fans, you can't come to us and say, I think J. Cole is lyrically the best of the big three. Hold up. Now there's no more big three. There is no more big three. There is literally whoever you want.
Oh, real quick, do me a favor. If you haven't yet, hit the like button. I haven't set a goal, but I need to. So let me do that real quick. My bad. Let me set a goal real quick. It ain't gonna be like a let me pull that up. I'll go ahead and let this play while I set the goal. Y'all can watch this. Because I already watched it. If I can find it.
Drake or Kendrick, and then everybody else. And J. Cole fans, y'all have to understand this.
That's not true.
J. Cole falls in line with everyone else under whoever you choose.
So T,
Kendrick or Drake.
so we have to just go with this because you say it. We don't agree with you, nigga.
Terrell, so you're
not right.
So imagine you're
So
a J.
now
Cole fan who
we
thinks,
can never ever have a conversation skill-wise about these three niggas ever again because of how that went down.
you can have
Even though people have, I just gave you the out. People don't think he should have
But-
even done that
but
no
look,
more.
Look, this is why I cook 'em.
It's not even cool.
This is why I cook
It's
'em.
not even, they want us to stop talking about the beef
when we talk about the shit J.
We're not
Cole
talking
say
about beef.
But right.
We're not bringing up the beef when we talk about J. Cole. We might
You
just
want us
say,
to
yo,
stop bringing up Kendrick and Drake.
Drake. If we can say in 26,
you want us to stop.
Okay, they doing a whole bunch of yelling. They're eventually going to get to a point that matters. But what they're trying to discuss in this particular point is the two sides of this J. Cole situation. And one side is J. Cole committed a cardinal sin in hip hop. We don't know, like we haven't seen it before, so we don't really understand how to move forward with the understanding of like, is there a like a moratorium period? Do we get to a point where it's like, oh, okay, we can let it go? Is this like, will we look back and be like, we let him get away with something that's kind of going to further degrade the integrity of the genre? Or even just something as simple as, hey, I don't like that he did that. Habitual line stepper, what's good, Queen? But how do we handle that moving forward? You know, because we got the fans on one side, and this is a conversation I want to talk about a little later, is like when people say, what's good, Crashland? When people say, hey, just be a fan. Just be a fan. Don't be negative or whatever, just be a fan. And I'm seeing this across multiple entertainment mediums now. Just be a fan. And what does it mean to just be a fan? I will get into that a little bit later, because I do feel like that's a very that's a potentially toxic mantra to have. And I'll discuss that in a minute, but let's finish this video.
Not bringing up Kendrick and Drake when we talk about J. Cole because that shit over with, right? But then J. Cole fans still want to say shit like he's the best lyrically of the big three. Hold up. If we have to stop talking about the beef and how he bowed out, y'all cannot come to us and still try to put bruh in a conversation he's no longer in. You are no longer in.
He's still a top rapper.
You are still a great rapper, but you're no longer in a big three combo.
He's one of the best rappers in the game.
And you're not a part of the big three combo.
All right, Chance, bet. All right, bet. If I say
he's a great rapper,
because guess what?
A
I'll
great
change
artist, but you're not in the big three anymore.
Lyrically, the nigga is better than Kendrick and Drake right now.
It doesn't matter. You're not in the big three.
Cool. We don't have to say the words big three.
You not.
Okay. So here we go. Here we go. The whole, let me make myself a little larger. The whole J. Cole is better lyrically thing versus hip hop has a set of rules, customs, and overall culture to it as it relates to competition and the respect for the art form. And J. Cole broke one of those rules. And I think that a lot of fans are looking at it as if you can't have both thoughts simultaneously. I can think J. Cole is a great lyricist. I can think he's one of the better artists of his era. I can also think he did some weak shit with not only dissing, but also backing out. And then not only backing out, putting the person he dissed in a compromising position, only to later come back and claim that he wouldn't have lost. It's something to be said about that particular sequence of events, especially when we're coming into more understanding about just be a fan. Shout out to Mika B Fox. Just be a fan sounds like shut up and dribble to me. Exactly. And you know, we'll talk about that a little bit later, but damn, I put it up and completely forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah. We can hold him accountable for that sequence of events, because now the further we get into you know, the dog days of the beef and like looking back and a lot of retrospect and bifocals looking into the hindsight, it's like, okay, we are able to pinpoint where some of these things happen, and it turned from conjecture and hearsay to, okay, maybe there's a lot more room for analysis and connection in this story than we would have normally given it credit for. So when we look at a secret recipe, when we look at a pie, when we look at a hunting rabbits, when we look at first person shooter, when we look at Johnny P's Caddy, when we look at these songs, it's like, okay, earlier on in the feature run, it was more so in generality when he was making these rapper boastful things. But the further it got, the more specific it felt, the more specific it sounded. And once he finally attacked Kendrick, it made it clear that a lot of that stuff was specifically for Kendrick, because a lot of the sentiment got regurgitated in 7-minute drill. So when we look at it with that understanding, it wasn't just that he popped out of pocket with 7-minute drill and disappeared. 7-minute drill was the culmination of years of sub disses. It was the culmination of years of sub disses, and he ran into a conundrum. Do I sacrifice how I'm viewed and perceived, which is something that I've taken a lot of care, or put a lot of care into since the Born Center era of my career? How I'm viewed and perceived has been probably the most important thing of J. Cole's career since that day when he was at that award show and he had on the Versace crew neck that everybody else had on. At that point, he decided to take control of his narrative in more ways than one. Forest Hills Drive is a crowning achievement in his career, self-admittedly, because that was when he decided to take the reins of his career and do it the way he felt most comfortable, even if it didn't result in him getting commercial success and critical acclaim. He wanted to go out on his sword, and that is very respectable, commendable. But then once the features started, he started to get more pumped up, more braggadocio, which is perfectly fine. We exist in hip hop. So that stuff come with a cost once you start to put focus on it. Hold on. What's up, baby? Good night. Give him some. Oh, come on, man. Do the handshake. What you got going on? Night, baby. What's up, Milton? It's all good. Damn, I thought I had a hat on. It's all good. Thank you for your contribution to the stream. I appreciate that. But yeah, you already know the replay will be here for you. But I forgot what I was gonna say. Okay, so what is it? It's quite possibly the Braves, but yeah. So we're assessing it from that perspective. Okay, we got the dishes. We can start to lay them out on a table, spread them out, pull out our highlighters, all of these different things, and we're like, oh, okay, J. Cole really was positioning himself to smack some shit in 2024. And he felt like he was prepared after first person shooter. And that's perfectly fine. And that's perfectly fine. It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with him engaging in a competitive nature, because he had been letting his fan base and hip hop at large know for years that that's what time he was on. So when everybody is excited about what is potentially coming, with a possible Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole face-off. J. Cole drops a song, you know, to mixed reviews. Next thing you know, he backs out and then tells Kendrick, hey man, whatever you want to do, I'm with it. Take your best shot, you know, everything cool. I apologize. That has never been seen in hip hop before. It's never been seen. So we still 2 years later don't know how to accept it as a collective hip hop fan base. And it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. That was one of the most monumental moments in hip hop history, the Great Battle of 2024. We don't know. We don't know how to perceive it. We don't know how to perceive it. His diehard fans are like, hey man, forget that. Let's appreciate what can potentially be the last album from one of the greatest artists of the blog era. And quite possibly one of the greatest rap artists of the 21st century. And there's nothing wrong with that. But also, those same individuals cannot get upset at people who have an issue with how he handled the Great Battle of 2024, especially when he dropped the first major diss track of the entire back and forth. Refresh it and see if it's still, you know. Shout out to Alicia 1686. I accept that he backed out of the most epic battle of our generation. And I think I think his two biggest mistakes were his musical contributions during that point in time. If he doesn't drop 7 Minute Drill in Port Antonio and everything else happens the way it happens, J. Cole does not get looked at this way. And I think that his fan base, or his more rugged fan base, and the push that we're getting in media around the release of the Fall Off is, that's old, just get over it. Whatever. We want this album to come out without a hitch. We want it to be celebrated, this, that, and the third. But J. Cole is just a part of, he's just as much a part of his negative reception as anybody else is. Because if he doesn't drop 7 Minute Drill, he does not have to apologize. And if he doesn't apologize and back out, he does not have to drop Port Antonio. In this whole thing of he saw where it was about to go, at what point did you realize where it was about to go? That is one of the biggest plot holes in the entire narrative around him apologizing. That is the biggest plot hole. At what point did you realize that? Because being that you're a 20-year veteran, 15-year veteran professionally, you've seen all type of shit. You got signed by Hove. One of your favorite rappers is Nas. One of your other favorite rappers, as far as like how you built your style coming up, was Cannabis. All three of these artists have been in rap battles, two of them with each other. Cannabis went head up with LL Cool J back in the day. So at what point did you remember that rap battles can get contentious depending on, like, they have the potential to get contentious? At what point did you remember that? Because from my vantage point, in order for it to make sense, it would have to be after the release of 7 Minute Drill. And if that's the case, what about the release of 7 Minute Drill made you, or the energy around it made you realize that, hey, yeah, like in battles, it kind of get nasty sometimes. His redemption lies in that plot hole. His redemption lies in that plot hole. Yeah, Cannabis did go back and forth with Prime Eminem. He did. He did. And it's just like, for a lot of people, it's just like Cole didn't honor the lineage. He did not honor the lineage of rappers before him that have engaged in this, because it is a core tenet of hip hop. Rap battling is just, it's not just as important as your catalog, but it is one of those elements. It is one of those elements. And so when you engage in something that's going to be career defining, like it has been for a lot of artists, battles are not they aren't always make or break, but given the stakes, they can be make or break events. Look at what happened to Ja Rule after not only going head up with 50, but all of the auxiliary stuff that happened after that. Nas kind of had a revival after the beef. He dropped Ether on Stillmatic. Drake beat Meek Mill and went on to drop Views that went platinum in a week. You feel what I'm saying? So like, there was something to be gained, and it always has existed like that. High profile artists are in high stakes battles where there is a defining factor in whether you win or lose and what happens after that. So being that he is not a new kid on the block, I can't for the life of me understand how he missed what that could turn into. And not necessarily, hey, we're going to bring up each other's family history and all of this stuff, but there's a level of aggression that exists in every single rap battle. Every single rap battle. Shout out to Boulder 2009. 7-Minute Drill was written, recorded, mixed, and mastered for an album titled Might Delete Later. If you still buy his revisionist sob story after that, then I have some sand to sell you. Yeah, and also one more thing. What's good, Judy? One more thing that a lot of people don't bring up, and if it's somebody who has an understanding of how like this type of thing works in the industry, let me know, because this is also another plot hole. Why do you apologize Sunday and wait until your first week numbers come back to delete the song? What's good, Moni? I don't know if I said that, but what's good, Moni? Let me see what she said. I have officially come to the conclusion that this was all manufactured by J. Cole, from asking Kendrick to feature down to the apology to use towards the fall off. This was his ego death. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. I had a video a while ago, a long time ago. It's like it was the day I think Port Antonio dropped, and I was like, I think Cole is like, I think he has a plan, and the plan was to endear himself and be envisioned as the one to be placed above them because he was the most mature, the most humble, all of that good stuff. So we're definitely on one accord with the fact that I think at least some of it was planned out by him, because a person who takes his brand so seriously, I don't see a world where he didn't take his brand into account when he decided to make a 7-Minute Drill. I don't see it. I don't see it. But let me pull this back up real quick and we'll finish this and then we'll get on to the next thing.
Not buzzing more than either of them. You don't do better numbers. All you do is rap better. But when it came for you to put that rapping against theirs,
I disagree with the whole rap better thing. I disagree with that. I think he has adopted a style that is very celebrated in hip hop because it has roots in New York tri-state area. But like just him, that automatically meaning that he raps better or is lyrically better is insane to me. And I was watching a piece of the Rap Roundtable. They had a live stream earlier this evening too. And they have, I think a lot of them are from New York, and they have a pretty heavy New York bias. So much so that they feel like you can't really out rap a New York rapper. And I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy. So they did the Jadakiss versus Andre 3000, and everybody kind of unanimously picked Jadakiss. And I think it lands in that particular New York rhyme scheme, the fact that they are from where a lot of these artists are from, and they have that Mecca bias. But I disagree with the whole J. Cole raps better. I could break that down, but I'll try to keep it brief. I think a lot of stuff J. Cole is doing, Kendrick was doing 14 years ago. He was doing it 14 years ago. He proved that he already beat that level of the game back then. And then he started to focus more on making and using his mastery of multiple styles of hip hop to make diverse, dynamic, and engaging and challenging music. J. Cole is on a mission to prove one particular thing in his career right now, is that I can rap. But when it comes to making rap music, you start to shit, I am blurred. What happened? Hold on, y'all. It was the camera. It had me out of focus for whatever reason. I don't know why I did that. But especially for it to be in autofocus. I don't understand, but hey, it's cool. So let's see. Shout out to Purple Haze. Flip the scenario. If Kendrick moved like Cole, always throwing shots in his music, and then when time came, bailed, would he receive this much grace? Absolutely not. Because one thing I can say, Purple Haze, is there are a lot of people, particularly in hip hop media, as well as the general hip hop fandom, that sees J. Cole as somebody to get behind and somebody that they want to win. So with this, and it's because J. Cole upholds craft-wise a lot of things that a lot of people, particularly in the upper East Coast, hold dear, like I was saying earlier. So they want him to win. And some of them even feel like he's the best rapper out of the bunch. A la what's my boy name? Big Daddy Kane. And then Kendrick got the vote from Rakim. So what's good, Absa? So it's a lot of differing opinions on that. And it comes down to what you really consider. Is it the cookie cutter version? And I don't want to say cookie cutter, that sounds dismissive, but like more so the pre-established, is that the only way to be lyrical? And if so, that's disrespectful to all of the other styles that exist, you know, and all of the other regions that have pushed forth highly lyrical, introspective, style bending rappers throughout the creation of the genre. Judy said, skip what you think unless you already talked about it. I get it on the replay. Think about what? Did I miss something? Yeah, traditional rap versus versatile. And that's the thing, like the traditional, yeah, because we had, in reference to like traditional, it started to modernize with Rakim and then moved into Nas, and then, you know, we have the whole golden era of New York hip hop. And that allowed New York to have like such a big runway to establish what hip hop sounded like at that time. So I just think that And I talked about this in the New York video that I did when I was saying that New York was letting Nas down. And it feels performative in a way because they uphold it every way but in the way that matters, and that way that matters is consumption. Crazy part is Kendrick can rap like that. He did it already, and that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, that's what the yeah. You announcing yourself in the third person? Hold on, y'all.
Good night.
Good night. Come tell the people, yo, yo, yo.
Yeah.
Say it.
Yeah.
Say good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Okay, go ahead and get in the bed. Banging on the door like you the police. Go to sleep. Okay, so yeah, Kendrick spent from like 2011, 2010 to like 2014 rapping in those styles, and as he evolved and built upon the styles that he had already curated for himself, he became this amalgam of all of these different iterations of what a rapper is. And that kind of showed in the Black Friday. So it never was a at that point it never was a competition. So the thing that they see with J. Cole now is him constantly progressing in respect to his rapping ability. And Kendrick was displaying a lot of these skill sets in an era where it did not matter to the everyday fan as much. That's the biggest thing. That is the biggest part of this conversation that a lot of people aren't having. Back when Kendrick was rapping like this, it was don't nobody want to hear nobody rapping like the lyrical miracle shit just started to go away as J. Cole ascended into this position. Nope. A lot of people looked at that as strictly lyrical miracle bullshit. Nobody wants to hear you rap, and they would say lyrical miracle, and that means syllable stacking. So when Kendrick was doing this earlier in his career, it was frowned upon. As J. Cole got more textured in his rhyme scheming ability and layering his verses with multiple internal and external rhymes, it's almost like the collective conscience of hip hop either started to accept it or started to catch up at the same time, or whatever the case is. But Kendrick was doing this shit a long time ago. So when we look at J. Cole in the position he's in now, he's about a decade behind. But the thing that people can get behind is his constant progression and his nonstop desire to get better at his craft. So when they see him now rapping in this position, it's like, yeah, he's the best because he's the one doing 5-syllable rhyme schemes at this point in their career, not realizing that the other two were already doing it. Even Drake was already doing it. So I think that there is a lot of recency bias in reference to what J. Cole is doing, but also you also get to see how much more room it is for appreciation of the true craftsmen in the hip hop space, because you would see things like, oh my God, what J. Cole did on Dish 2 Track 2 was incredible, or unbelievable rather. You can tell that those, like if you ask those people, and I'm new to one of these individuals, like Earl Sweatshirt. Earl Sweatshirt has been rapping like this for years. Earl Sweatshirt has been rhyming 6 syllables with internal rhyme schemes in his verses for a decade. He has been doing this for a decade. Mike has been rapping like this for years. Mavi, he's one of the newer guys who's adopted this style. Has been doing this for a long time. MF Doom, one of the fathers of that particular style, has been doing it for a long time. Has been doing it for a long time. So they are perceiving it as if J. Cole is doing something that is irregular to people who have a wider palette of hip hop, a wider taste palette for hip hop and hip hop artists outside of the mainstream. So their caveat to that is J. Cole's doing it in the mainstream. And while that is to be commended, that does not mean that he's breaking new ground with these things. As anybody after Rakim and Nas are not breaking ground. They're building platforms on top of the foundation that was already created. Cole is probably easier to listen to while still being lyrical because he's not challenging the listener conceptually more times than not. And his shit is always, not always, but particularly in his feature run, it was always combative and aggressive. So they were able to get behind the competitive nature of that. But as far as, like, let's say J. Cole will mention something. Okay. Let me get back to the point. It's okay to exist on both sides. It's okay to exist on both sides. What's with the Cole criticism? Because he's a hip hop artist in a hip hop genre where all artists are subject to criticism. That's all. That's all. That's it. That's all. You got to remember, like, people call Jay-Z a biter for more than half of his early career. Jay-Z, by many accounts, is the greatest hip hop artist of all time, and he is still able to be critiqued. People say that Nas, a part of why he isn't as lauded as a Jay-Z is because he picks bad beats, and he had a couple of bad albums back to back. Kendrick Lamar. There is conversation that sometimes he makes his music deeper than what can be perceived by the everyday casual hip hop listener. There is a gripe to make at every single artist. Every one of them has a point of weakness. They are all subject to critique. And to answer your question more directly, the reason J. Cole is getting critique now is because he's coming up on an album he's been working on for a decade, which is supposed to solidify his overall place in hip hop, not only in this generation, but in hip hop history. And this is supposed to culminate years of development, artistic risk taking, creativity, growth, all of these things. So yes, this is the perfect time to assess who J. Cole is, what J. Cole can become, and what the fall off and other things are supposed to sound like, especially when a year and a half before that, damn near 2 years, he may have made one of the biggest cardinal sins in his entire career. To answer your question, that's kind of it. Kendrick got called a colorist for like 10 years straight while Lupe said Logic raps better. Yeah. Did he really make music that was great for hip hop? Who is he? Because if you say J. Cole, I would say yeah. I would say yeah for Kendrick as well. I just think Kendrick has a greater volume of music in that mode, but J. Cole has made some music that's great for hip hop. You can go back and listen to the warm up mixtape, the one that followed it, Friday Night Lights. Of course, Born Center was good, which is probably my favorite J. Cole album out of the group. Forest Hills Drive is lauded as a hip hop classic. So yes, he has made music that is great for hip hop. Yes, I can definitively say that. And that's the thing. It's like we can have the conversations where we're critical of a given person and assess them as far as what we like about them. They say Kendrick take 5 years between albums, although it's not necessarily true other than the Damn and Mr. Morale. But yeah, they say he run off and the only way he can come back is dissing somebody. There's a negative narrative on every rapper. And when they get in the spotlight, you see it. Kendrick got his face smacked in for a year after dissing Drake. For only responding in kind. So yeah, it's room on everybody's jacket for mud. Yes. Let me see if it's anything else I want to discuss in this video, and if not, we'll move forward.
You backed out, so we not gonna run with that and keep you in conversation with them.
And bet.
Because you bowed out. We're not keeping you in conversation
You're gonna
with
be
people you ran from.
that is outside the fun, and we're gonna be like,
So,
great for
Terrell,
you, nigga.
Bet.
Nobody's gonna care.
You can, Terrell, a nigga challenged you to a fight, a boxing match.
As a Cole fan, I can appreciate Cole for being Cole and Kendrick for being Kendrick. And that's perfectly fine. It's when they are being compared against each other that creates evaluation with a competitive rubric. That's the thing. That's the thing. Because every time we're doing a live stream or creating some type of content around J. Cole, particularly since the announcement of the fall off, the first thing that somebody comes in and says, he's better than your favorite rapper. So that already creates a level of competition. It creates that because hip hop is built off of competition, and with competition comes comparison, and with comparison comes evaluation and deep analysis that results in checks on boxes and boxes left unchecked. It's a part of the process. We can't say that we operate in a system that has the greatest of all time, the best of all time, the accolade for this, and get mad when people are making evaluations. How do you think you get to a point where you say Jay-Z is the greatest rapper of all time if you do not evaluate him and the field? It has to happen. It has to happen. Just like Eminem. People say he's one of the greatest technical rappers of all time. He had to be rigorously evaluated to get that stature or that status. We can't just mindlessly consume what they give us and just be like, okay, it's great. Because how do you even evaluate greatness? You can only evaluate greatness in the presence of comparison. I want y'all to listen to that point right there. You can only evaluate greatness in the presence of comparison. You can only evaluate greatness in the presence of comparison. That's it. And I'm looking forward to the fall off. Me too. I bought the vinyl. So when people are like, oh, you hate, like, bro, I ain't being critical as I would of any other artist. I guess y'all ain't heard me talk about Ransom before, or talk about Reason, or talk about any artist that I'm evaluating. This is what happens. Just like when you watching basketball or football or boxing or any given sport, and you like, yeah, man, like he good, but if he want to be the MVP, he need to work on his mid-range, or he need to learn how to throw outside the numbers. He need to, as a wide receiver, it's no reason why he can't do anything other than catch slants. Or as a running back, he gotta evolve his block game so he can stay on the field during possessions where he doesn't get the ball. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that comes with everything. At your own job, you get evaluated. You get evaluated at your own job. And even if you're a business owner, your evaluation comes from the people who are patronizing your business. Everything is subject to evaluation. And you can still like something and evaluate it. Because if you're not evaluating it, how do you even know that you like it? How do you even know that you like it if you're not evaluating it? And the biggest way that you can evaluate it is compare it to something else. It has to happen. Shout out to Kenji. Okay, Hotep Rap. Okay, that's a conversation that ain't got nothing to do with me. All right, so let me play this again.
You tell the nigga you don't want to fight, but niggas still gonna talk about how you got a good hook and a good jab. Nigga, we don't give a fuck. You ain't ready to put that shit on display against the
I think I'm good on them.
He dropped out of the beef. Soon it's gonna be like that drama filled bullshit that honestly now looking back,
you never was in it. You ran from it.
Okay. I think I said what I needed to say in reference to that. I think I said what I needed to say in reference to that. So we're gonna move forward. Now this is something that I don't know if I have a lot to add to, because I felt like Sincere did a great job. And this is shout out to the Rap Roundtable. I don't know if y'all enjoy their content or not, but go check them out if you are looking for just more additional, hip hop platforms to, see how you feeling. But this was an important point that Sincere made on one of their previous live streams. So I want to play this real quick.
You can't be a hip hop artist. You can't be a rapper and MC and only use battling as an aesthetic.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't just be, on whatever verses, whatever freestyles, whatever, features, be like, I'm the best, I'll take anybody out. You looking at the face of death, yada, yada, yada. And then when the heat actually comes, you fold. That means that you was never really with the shits. You was just using that battling type of verbiage as an aesthetic for getting your bars off, for rapping. You can't only talk shit when your opponent is imaginary. When you have a real opponent in front of you, you gotta talk the same shit, bro. The same shit with the same full chest.
Shadow boxing.
And then when the smoke actually comes, you say it with half your chest and then apologize. No, you was never really about it ever. You just use it as an aesthetic.
I ain't gonna lie. I had been trying to contextualize that for a long time. And I mentioned it in the last stream that we did. I mentioned the word aesthetic and a piece of that, but he did it much better than I was able to. So shout out to Sincere, the rap snob from the Rap Roundtable. But it makes all the sense in the world if I'm to believe that J. Cole backed out because he realized what it was. It makes a lot of sense to me if we gauge it under the perspective of he was doing all of that stuff as a form of marketing. He was doing all of that braggadocio and talking about he putting your favorite rapper neck in the noose and big stepper don't get stepped on and all these other things. It was performative art. Appreciate you, team ownership. It was performative art. Shout out to Black Hiller. Damn, let me stand up. So the question is, who is Jermaine comparing himself against? My answer, himself in 2014 and not Drake nor Kendrick. Do not shoot me, as I'm simply asking, not a fan question. If he's saying he's the greatest of all time, he has to be comparing himself to the field. He's not saying he's the greatest he ever was, or he's not saying he's the greatest version of himself. He's saying the greatest rapper alive. And if I'm not mistaken, that's what he said in Diss 2 Track 2. He said he's the greatest rapper alive. And in Port Antonio, he said there's no one out here rapping this incredibly. He's openly comparing himself to the field. More importantly, per Benny the Butcher after Johnny P's Caddy, he said in an interview on Breakfast Club that J. Cole was speaking to and comparing himself to the two rappers in the field that he exists in, being the big three. And also, if you listen to Heaven's EP and you listen to First Person Shooter, he is directly naming these individuals. So there isn't a way possible to assume that J. Cole is not seeing himself in direct comparison and competition with the other two members of the big three. J. Cole very well might have coined the phrase the big three. All things lead to J. Cole creating this bubble of greatness with these two fellow peers of his at the top of the mountain in the hip hop genre, and using that as a space where only they could compete with each other. Moni's channel is at Chilling with Moni. Go check the sister out. Go subscribe. She got some great content over there, and she always dropping. She always dropping. She always keeping it real. And you go over there talking crazy, you can cuss your ass out. Just letting you know. And she's not afraid to speak truth to power. We seen it done. So shout out to Moni, as always. But yes, responding. Oh, shout out to Screaming Cell, gifted 20. We are deciphering members. Thank you. And I will say, I've started to embark on going through Kendrick Lamar's feature run, or just his features. I think I got to like 60 of them. All of them won't make YouTube. So some of them will exist on Patreon and on the YouTube member side exclusively. But I'll probably be like doing it as like a side project through the next couple of months or so. Try to get like 4 or so out a week. And just so we can kind of get an understanding of what the fuck was going on when he was in his bag as a feature artist. But yeah, back to the sincere point. It makes all the sense to me if it was just an aesthetic, because at that point he had to cash in, and he wasn't willing to do that because he didn't realize the environment he was building around him when he was quote unquote shadow boxing or using the battle thing as an aesthetic to garner a more boisterous fan base. And just to get hip hop, it'll be on the member side too. Okay. The only thing is, like, if it's a particular clip that gets like blocked by YouTube, it'll be on Patreon. But as long as you're a member, you're gonna get you're gonna get those you're gonna get those exclusive ones. So as long as you're a member, you'll get them early for the ones that go to YouTube, and for the ones that just can't make YouTube at all, those will go to Patreon. But it shouldn't be too many, because I'm not doing really any that are unreleased. I don't think. No, I'm not. Well, I'm going to do a reaction to Prayer, even though that's not a feature. I do want to do that. So if that gets blocked, that'll be on Patreon exclusively. But yeah, shout out to Black Killer. But yeah, he's definitely comparing himself to the field. Shout out to Habitual Line Stepper. Standom has gotten out of control, but they weren't saying just be a fan when stans go crazy over Kendrick. Cole is not lyrically better than Kendrick, no matter how loud they scream. That's delusional. Yeah, I just think as a person who is a fan of both and has engaged with their music in varying ways throughout the last decade and a half, I feel like I can definitively say that. I hate when it's people who just don't listen to one or the other and make these bold statements as if you have, even though it's subjective, a moderately objective leg to stand on. If you haven't heard Kendrick at his best or J. Cole at his best, you don't have the depth to discuss this conversation in a way that matters. And that's why Twitter discourse is so dangerous, because somebody can go on there, be erratic, borderline problematic and controversial, and build a following and get to a point where they're able to dictate fan discourse. Like I saw some the other day that I'm not even gonna tell y'all about, just because it's weird and it just kind of gives an idea into how weird digital fandom is. It's not, a lot of that shit that be going on is just not from a sane place. And I think that they don't be realizing like how weird that shit be, because they're in a place where they can't be approached for the shit that they be saying. Shout out to Spiritual John with the oh, and also shout out to Habitual Line Step Up with the $20 super chat. Thank you with the big dog. Shout out to Spiritual John with the $10 super chat. Every game has rules. He did not abide by the rules of the game he wants to be the best in. And that's that particular point is extremely important. And I feel like they just want to get around that because they want him to have a smooth landing when the project drops. And I get it, because as media members and as people who are probably also fans of J. Cole, which is understandable and respectable, you want him to be celebrated in what may be his last hurrah. I get it. I get it. I get it. But that don't mean you get to tell everybody and gaslight people into believing or feeling the way that you want them to feel, so you can be able to enjoy a particular thing in peace, when in all actuality, you should be able to do that regardless of how other people feel. I already tapped into this one. Shout out to Melton with the $10. Shout out to D2B2 with the big dog $20 super chat. He shouldn't have dropped 7-minute drill. I have less of an issue with the fake apology, but he never would have had to apologize if he never dropped 7-minute drill. Port Antonio and Grippy are absolutely unforgivable. And the crazy thing is he asked to be on Grippy, which is something I don't understand, especially at that time. Shout out to Lily Eternal with the $5 super chat. Kenny's verse on Like That ages like fine wine. J. Cole's 7-minute drill, BS, and especially Port Antonio ages like unpasteurized milk. And I think it's because the pro and con of a more aware general hip hop fan base is that we're looking into lyrics and we're also engaging with who we think the person that's presenting these literary entries is. And I feel like at that given moment, and since then, J. Cole has been having a conflict of brand and who he is in real life. And that's why a lot of people feel like they can't trust him, because they don't know if they are getting the marketed, the PR constructed J. Cole or the Jermaine from Fayetteville. And the battle, in large part, kind of created a chink in his armor of how he is perceived by a lot of people. Shout out to D2B2 with the 5. Oh, my bad. Shout out to Chanley25 with the $10 super chat. You can't scream how you want smoke, then when it comes, you run. That's like taking boxing classes and then turning the other cheek when you get tried. Dude got to drop an album on par with Illmatic. He said it's going to be Reasonable Doubt. It's going to be like Hove dropping Reasonable Doubt last. He has put a lot of energy into this album as far as marketing it. So I think it's going to be very successful commercially. I do. The quality is going to be indicative of what he did with his time. Because in my opinion, this is his first album since KOD. I don't look at the offseason like an album, and I definitely don't look at Mike Delete Later like an album. Those were just projects he put out with excess songs from the Fall Off and songs that he was just making to get back in shape with the offseason. Shout out to Justice 222 with the $2 super chat. Glasses nailed it. Cole is a talented fraud. I'm not going to call him a fraud. I am going to say he has an active PR team. So they could be like hyper imposing things about him that he believes in. Like, yeah, man, I would love to just be a regular dude. So it's like, okay, let's build your brand around being a regular dude. I don't want to have to try to keep up with the fashion trends. I ain't really the best dressed nigga anyway. Okay, well, let's build your brand around that. Let's build your brand around the everyday working man who just wants to get better at what he does. Grow your hair out. Don't be so clean cut. It creates an era of cultural refinement and anti-establishment. Even though he raps a lot about being commercially successful. He raps a lot about being commercially successful. Hold on, my bad. Shout out to Demetrius with the $5 super chat. It's not a competition, but he is the best. It makes no sense. And that's the thing. They won't allow him to be put up against scrutiny, but they just want people to accept it. And it's like with a lot of other fan bases, they be like, hey, say what you want. Go through them albums, go through them verses, and tell me where you land. Are you still a hater afterwards or whatever? People who are really confident in their chosen celebrity or person that they're backing, they're willing to offer that individual, that product, or that experience up to scrutiny. Think about how, like, when you go to a new food spot and the food just be like incredible. The first thing you doing is like, hey, bro, you gotta try this. You're offering that product up for scrutiny because you think it's great enough that the other person is going to be impressed by it. I agree. Shout out to Dre with the $5 super chat. Why J. Cole feel like the most sheltered from critique rapper by his core audience? I think he's probably the most. Drake is too, to be honest. I don't know, man. I just think they up against a juggernaut, and when you're a strong fan of someone or something in a medium that has wins and losses, you only want them to be perceived as a winner because that allows you to win vicariously through them. That's why you see niggas with like Laker tattoos and like Kobe Mamba logo tattoos on them, because Kobe was a winner. So they get to attach themselves to that success through their proximity via their parasocial attachment. Or just their fanfare. I don't like calling everything parasocial, but like, yeah. So let's get to this. Shout out to Screaming Silk with the 20 We Are Decipher gifted memberships. If you get gifted a membership this evening, be sure to shout out Screaming Silk and or D2B2. Thank you so much for your continued support, Screaming Silk and D2B2. Shout out to Old Man Idris 1981 with a $5 super chat. It's like me offering a fade. You accept. I say, never mind. I'm cool on that. After telling everybody on the way to Buddy house that you want to fight, that not only will you whoop anybody ass, you'll kind of whoop his ass in particular. And when you get up to him, you swing on him. and it lands, and he don't bleed, he don't stumble or nothing. He ready to fight. Shout out to T-Mac with the $20 Big Dog Super Chat. Good evening, Skip, DJ, Dakota's mods. I'm late, but I couldn't resist the title. I readily concede J. Cole is elite MC, but what is he really saying? Has he looked in the mirror unflinchingly? I'm not impressed. I think with the Diss 2 track 2, I feel like he's starting to walk in that direction. At least I hope so. Because I did a shameless plug. I did a video on what the perfect thematic approach to the fall off would be. And if it does kind of come into that, I think it has the opportunity to be a phenomenal album. But if not, he's just gonna be on the whole rapping great. And then we have to wonder if there's going to be emotional resonance, if there's going to be thematic resolution, if there's going to be something that ties it together in a meaningful way. Is it really going to be a collection of songs on par with A Reasonable Doubt or Illmatic or something to staple his picture amongst the pantheon, not just the Hall of Fame, but inside that smaller room in the Hall of Fame that just has a certain select group of people that go by one name? Like, is he gonna be in that room? And Sarah, I saw your comment earlier. I saw that Drake appealed, but I don't want to talk about that tonight. We'll discuss it Saturday in an arena where we have more time to discuss. I didn't want to talk about it today. I did not. And shout out to Absa, shout out to Jay Nolan, shout out to Moni. Those are the three that I know for a fact discussed it. I wouldn't be surprised if the Company Man did. I hadn't seen his channel today. So yeah, I don't know if Curtis King did it, but yeah, it's a lot of people who discussed it. I just hadn't had a chance to open that up and get into it. And a lot of fantastic content creators have. So shout out to them. Shout out to the Most Secret Science. This is a fire name. With the $10 super chat. All of this is because New York adopted Cole and Drake, and they cry for them for being soft. Shout out to Joey Badass, a real New Yorker that New York ignores. The East Coast is whack as hell right. This is one of the points I made in that that New York failed Nas video. This is one of the exact points I made, the Most Secret Science. I swear for God, if you go watch that, that is one. It's like, how does Joey uphold everything that you say you value in New York? Especially at that time, he was a part of the whole restorative feeling movement. Him, the whole Pro Era squad. You had Flatbush Zombies around that time. You had a lot of niggas who was really rapping. You had ASAP Mob on the come up. But in particular, Joey and Pro Era. Rest in peace, Capital Steez. Like, how were they not appreciated the way that they should have been? Dave East too. And the crazy thing about Dave East is kind of similar to J. Cole. Dave East has been on a steady incline throughout his career. Dave East is a really, really good rapper. You can say the same about Euro Droog and Rock Marciano. I hate Euro Droog. He bit Nas' whole style, said some slick shit about Nas. Yeah, I don't like him. I don't know him as a person, but I don't like gang. Mods, please have Skip read mine because I want his opinion. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, let me get your name first so I can know what I'm looking for. Okay, Reflection Eternally. Let me try to find it real quick. Was it a super chat or just a comment? Oh, y'all asking questions. Hold on. I guess I was talking too much. Oh, here we go. My bad. Shout out to Reflection Eternally with the $5 super chat. people are getting Port Antonio wrong. He was not slighting Dot. He already apologized on stage. He was simply motivating Drake to keep creating. That is the third verse. That is the third verse, Reflection Eternally. That is the third verse. That second verse with that the thirst of being first, I see hate in both of y'all eyes, but the third blind, the algorithm bot niggas just to sway the whole team on social media, to go through your favorite memes, digging up dirt, all of that. And then putting that in conjunction with him pleading to Drake in the third verse, who's left out of that equation? He threw all of that dirt, and then in the third verse, set Drake aside and gave him a personal, not necessarily an apology, but a personal arm around the shoulder, and showcased him to the world and reminded him what is important about hip hop. He was kicking Kendrick back in on some cool shit. Then he also said, I wouldn't have lost the battle, dog. I would have lost the bro. Shout out to Regal Love. He was definitely kicking Kendrick back in. Because the preeminent, the dominant narrative at that specific time, if you remember, was Kendrick is using bots. Kendrick was using bots. That wasn't necessarily even a Drake thing at that point in time. It may have been like Drake had favorable treatment through Spotify, but the running narrative was not that Drake was using bots at that given time. It was that Kendrick was using bots. So for J. Cole at that given moment to introduce that and to mention the dirt slinging and all of these other things, that was him once again throwing dirt on Kendrick, and then also saying, I wouldn't have lost the battle, dog, I would have lost the bro. So at that point, he centers Kendrick in that conversation. He centers Kendrick in that conversation. And then, as a matter of, as the way that it's written, they say they see the fire in my pen or something, they think I'm dodging smoke. I wouldn't have lost the battle, dog, I would have lost the bro. And all for what? And everything he says after that can be is a continuum of him centering Kendrick in that part of the conversation. He definitely was talking about Kendrick. He definitely was. And then that third verse, he goes and he turns his head to Drake like, hey, the Kendrick shit kind of like, my pride won't let me apologize again, but I kind of got to also let y'all know that I ain't no punk, but I don't want to lose I don't want to lose everything, because you got to remember at this point in time too, Drake was starting to diss J. Cole. So the narrative was changing to, is Drake about to diss J. Cole? So when J. Cole did the third verse on Port Antonio, he was like, hey, you ain't going to start another war, Drake. You always going to be my guy. You did so much for me. So the least I can do for you right now is let you know that we don't rap to beef. We rap to inspire the fans. So yeah, I appreciate that super chat. I think that's the first. It'd be a lot of people coming through here, so I can't say if it's the first time I seen you or not. But I definitely appreciate the $5 super chat. I just don't agree. I watched my Port Antonio reaction today after watching the mic drop video, just to see what was going on. So yeah, he definitely did that, and that's what upset the general hip hop fan base more, because it's like, you apologize. We would have been cool. We would have still been looking at you funny style when you apologized, because you apologized and you dropped 7-minute drill. So it would have been like, it's a little asterisk, it's like, damn, it was like you violated, but you apologize. So over time, people would have gotten around that or just been softer on the stances that we are now in general. But then you drop Port Antonio and you present a entirely contrasting energy to what you did on that stage. You brought it back up. And not only did you bring it back up, you brought it up and introduced new narratives while also saying and presenting yourself as some elevated moral figure who was able to not only see the future, but was able to redefine. Well, you didn't even redefine how you looked at it. You completely removed yourself from the equation. Somehow the blood is on you. How was the blood on you if you were not close enough to the war to be in proximity to bloodshed? I wouldn't have lost the like, what do you say? That I had that all they blood on me. That means you was right in the middle of the using the fray. You were in the fray, gang. Probably lost the bro after Jodeci freestyle. It definitely changed, and I think that's where some of that veracity from Black Friday came from. I ain't even gonna hold you. I think some of that extra oomph. Oh, it's got me. Hold on. Some of that extra energy from that existed on Kendrick's verse on Black Friday, I think it came from that. It's like, hey, I'm finna cook all that shit real quick. Don't even worry about it. Shout out to Janelli with a 35. Why is it so big? God damn. Oh, let me see if I can. Okay. I just want to make that like smaller. Why is it so fucking big? God damn. Shout out to Janelli with the big dog, $35 super chat. What's good? I'm Skip.
DJ.
And this is the 5.
This is one of the reasons I am mad at Wale right now. I know he's not like that to diss much, but he should have hit him back for real. He would have stood down. That would have been a good battle. Shout out to Stilo with the big dog, $50 super chat. Shout out to Stilo. What's good? I'm Skip.
And this is the 5.
Oh, my bad. Hold on. I didn't mean to go that far. Let me see if let me check my Cash App, because y'all be sending super chats through the Cash App that I miss until the live stream is over. Yep. Let's see. Shout out to Robin with the $50 super
What's
chat.
good? I'm Skip.
DJ.
The 5.
Appreciate you, Robin, and Stilo with the big dog $50 super chats. Much appreciated for supporting the platform. I'm glad that I had that notification up, so I was able to check in real time. But Wale did kind of respond. He did respond with Groundhog Day, but it wasn't like a diss though. So I guess I get what you mean. Well, I do get what you mean, especially if he really had an issue with it. But I think he thought that J. Cole didn't go hard enough to respond with a diss. More so just like we slap boxing type shit. But that would have been a good exchange of words. I think Wale, especially at that point in time, he would have been in a bag on J. Cole. It would have been on J. Cole to shine in that moment. But I think Wale would have been in a special bag. Shout out to D2B2 with the $5 super chat. I'm not going for J. Coleslaw's revisionist history. That coleslaw shit, shout out to Delete It. It has really caught on with the people. Shout out to Chilling with Moni with the $5 super chat. I would have lost a bro, as quoted by J. Cole. I done lost plenty of friends, 16 to be specific. Kendrick, pick a side, Lamar. Yup. Since you're pandering to choose a side, let me do it for you. Shout out to D2B2 with the big dogs. $20 super chat. I don't know if the 400 be making a noise. I'm sorry. taking direct shots is out of my character. Let me continue throwing rocks and hide my hand and engage in backbiting behavior. Quoted by J. Cole. Yeah. And I think the who dares the flirt with death or some shit from track 2 or disc 2 track 2, I think that is pissing people off a little bit too, because it's like you talking real heavy, bro. Like you talking like you didn't just get punked out in front of the whole lunchroom. You can't speak like that. Like you can do it. Shout out to Purple Haze with the $10 super sticker. Thank you so much. You can do it. It just doesn't hit the same. You can do whatever you want to do in front of that mic. You can do whatever you want to do. You can do whatever you want to do. But just know that we had a right to respond to it how we see fit. Shout out to Votmail. Can we talk about how Kevin Durant has been dissing Kendrick since the Hard Part 4? What? I have to research that and come back Saturday. I didn't know that. I mean, I know that he's a super duper Drake fan. So if anything, it may be like disses in lieu of Drake preference. But like when you say dissing, what do you mean? Also, so this is true. Shout out to Simply J with the $10 super chat. Coleslaw. Shaking my head. But yeah, but yeah, he loved Drake, bro. So I don't even, he was on Twitter throwing shots. And that's why I didn't know. Cause I follow like 5 people on my Twitter. And I just got it a couple months ago so I could be able to pull clips and stuff. So I missed that. And so I wonder if that also stems from, because he said Kendrick said, let the victory vouch you, but just know the next game I might slap the shit out you. So yeah, I can see where he starts to respond from after that point. I can see that. I ain't even necessarily mad about that. Shout out to Chillin' with Mona. She said, Kevin Durant has been mad about that switch sides on me like Westbrook line. Yeah, I can see. He used to be a Kendrick fan, used to be in his studio sessions. Oh, okay. Kevin Durant is very sensitive. So I definitely could see that. Shout out to Afrofuturism with the $5 super chat. Skip, I believe Jid should leave Dreamville. The label is so lazy. I think he shined at Mass Appeal or PG Lane. Maybe not Mass Appeal. I definitely could see. I think PG Lane would package him very well. They would package him very well. I think the fanfare around him going to PG Lane in itself would stir up a lot of shit. It would stir up a lot of shit. But I would not be mad about him going to PG Lane. I think they would be able to package him very well. I think he'll be a very good component, like next to Baby Keem as well. Because I went to the Jid concert, I think in December, and Jid makes a lot of like rage adjacent music. And so does Baby Keem a little bit. So I think aesthetically, and Jid is getting into fashion and stuff now too, I think it would be a good home for him. I think they represent a lot of what Jid does and how he presents himself. It would be messy. It would be messy as hell. It would be messy as hell. But I do think that PG Lane would be a good home for him. I really do. I think TDE would as well. So it's not just about him being in proximity to Kendrick. I think TDE would be a good home for him as well. They just know what to do with artists. Pepper said Jid is too loyal, he wouldn't do it, especially now. I agree, especially after he said J. Cole set all of them straight. He said all the Dreamville members straight to where they don't have to rap again if they don't want to. You know, so is PG Lang a record label? No, it's more of a creative company, as they say. So I don't think it's a record label. No. I saw Jid chatting with Rome Streets and Nas at the Mobb Deep Raekwon show. Talking to them legends, trying to soak up some game probably. Jid could go Rock Nation and hang with the Clips. Rock Nation is management. He would still need a label, and I don't think he's ready to go indie yet. So what would his label home be? What would his label home be? I think Rock Nation would do a good job pushing him though, for sure. For sure. It's a lot of prospective homes for him. Just like you said, the PG Lang TDE one is messy though. It is messy as fuck, actually. That next album have to be so stupid just for all of the smoke that he would get. Shout out to Tamila. Remember for 8 months, Cole gonna have to prove he a problem. Just saying. The goal is for him to do that with with the fall off. With the fall off. That's the goal. He's gonna prove he's a problem lyrically. He's gonna prove he's a problem lyrically. I don't know how I'm gonna feel if he get on there popping shit like he did on Hunting Rabbits, talking about fuck 112, you couldn't do numbers. And whole click getting slid on I'm a mouse pad. Like I don't know how I'm gonna feel if he rapping like that. Crocodile tears. They know I'm on a tear that they don't see. I don't know how I'm gonna feel. I don't know how I'm gonna feel, but y'all will see it because I'm doing a reaction to it. Bakugan said, can't do any worse than Dreamville stepping on his rollout with Drake apologies. Damn. Jid featuring Eminem, just saying. They've done multiple tracks, and Jid he's held his own on all of those tracks. Jid is a rap phenom. Nobody can ever say with a straight face that he is not an elite rapper. Shout out to Shan with the $5 super chat. Late to the chat, but Cole didn't have to respond. It was never about him. He showed his hand, built up hate against Dot. That's why he apologized. Yeah. Yeah, and I also think that Kendrick created a power vacuum when he disappeared in between Damn and Mr. Morale. And both of them clearly elevated. Like Drake was already mega huge. He was already a superstar. Big. He continued to elevate and cement his place as that guy during that time period. And J. Cole, with his feature run, was starting to be recognized as a top person for a given thing. You know, so I definitely see how once he came back, it was like, nah, bro, you can't just pop back up like and be him again. Like we have cemented ourselves as him in our given disciplines. And Kendrick said, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I am who I say I am because I am who I say I am. And then he showed and proved. So shout out to Shan with the $5 super chat. Sarah said Cole called Jay-Z a so-called king. Cole, that was your mentor, and this is how you repay him. I have two different schools of thought on this. I have two separate schools of thought on this. And one is in part to me revisiting Forest Hills Drive. At the end of, what's that, Firing Squad? He kind of denounced the title of king. He didn't even he denounced it. He denounced the title of king specifically. So I think from one perspective, you can look at that line and be like, since he's no longer gelling with that phrase or that terminology, and maybe he looks at specific nomenclature in hip hop as far as supremacy goes as like reductive. So he just like, yeah, the so-called king thing, like, do kings really exist? But if we look at it on the message side, that could very well be a shot because they don't appear to have had the best relationship over the time that they've been together. And I think it's more so like business related because Hove was just getting into his exec bag as far as Rock Nation was concerned. I think Cole was one of the first artists, and being that the blog era and the internet era, it as it stands was so new, I think they did not know how to properly market him. So when Jay-Z does what he thinks is the best thing to do at the time, even though we know Jay-Z has a history of being a dickhead sometimes, he walks up to Drake in front of J. Cole and said, "Hey, give my boy a hit." When in all actuality, he probably meant that to shade J. Cole in his face, maybe to get his competitive juices going. But also, like, I can look at Drake and see that he already has the hit making component. So maybe if we can get one for Cole, we can kind of go to our standard operating procedures with how to market him once he has a hit. Because that's why Friday Night Lights released as a mixtape instead of an album, because that was supposed to be his freshman or his freshman album, his debut album. But being the fact that Jay-Z didn't know, or that they didn't know how to market, or they felt like they needed a specific hit to push him out, they kept shelving J. Cole's album. So in direct opposition to that, he releases Friday Night Lights. So, and then going forward, like I said, with me revisiting Forest Hills Drive, which I think is the best and worst thing to happen to J. Cole in his career, but I think it's the best thing because I feel like that was his fuck you moment to the major label system, in particular Rock Nation and how they handled him, because at that moment he recaptured the reins of his career. And from that point forward, he's been doing it his way. So I get that and I respect it. So I definitely could see him having an issue with Jay, because he feel like on some level he's holding Jay-Z responsible for what happened to his career early on. I definitely could see that. And in 3001, he brought up Jay-Z again with business stuff and talking about how much money he made for the label and how he had to buy his masters back and how business is business. And you look into that enough and you'll be like, okay, like there is like a small sliver of resentment there, but he has to say, shit, business is business. And now I got my masters back, or I have my masters going forward. So yeah, it's two ways to look at that. But I'm kind of more so on the side of ain't gonna be no more kings. J. Cole grabbed the crown off of whoever we thought had it and smashed it into 1,000 pieces and it disintegrated. It ain't gonna be no more kings. Blah, 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 blah. But then the very next album he had a crown on. So who's to say? Who's to say? Who's to say? He the type of nigga to walk in the house and say, damn, it's hot in here, and then put on a blanket. I don't know with J. Cole. I don't know. Shout out to Afrofuturism again. Skip, do you think Cole did a Nas rewind because Nas had died at his 50th birthday, made an IG post about GNX1 Mike tribute, North Star Talk, and IG story, Super Bowl congrats? I would hope not. Matter of fact, let's watch that video. Let's watch that fucking video. Hold on. Not the music video, but his let's watch that video. And I'm gonna answer your question in a second. Okay, I just had to prep that. But personally, I don't think so. I don't think he did that with the sole intention to possibly get, or the sole intent to get Nas's attention. Because if so, that's insanely thirsty and pick me. I think he stumbled onto some dope shit and he wanted to see it through. So no, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. I do think he has a deep appreciation for who Nas is as a as a rapper and as a rapper and writer in particular, but also with what he's done musically throughout the span of his career. So I could see that. I definitely can see that. I can see him wanting to do something like that. And as he was going, I think he probably considered that this could be like in the mode of a rewind, but I don't think he sat down and was like, yeah, I got to make a rewind because Nas ain't giving me no love. That's insane work. That is insane fucking work. Insane, actually. Insane fucking work. Let me see if I got any super chats before we go into this video. And I do. Shout out to Just Gwen with the $10 super chat. Thanks as always. Truth is, Cole liked how it felt standing next to Obbs in Dot's presence. Ooh. Ooh, wee. Okay. Hold on. Damn. I just had to stop right there. That's crazy. You think he liked being in Aubrey's presence in front of Kendrick? You think that proximity made him feel good? You think it made him feel like a big guy? They didn't think it made him feel significant? That's crazy. That's crazy, actually. He believed the hype from his feature run because people were saying that he was number one of the big three. Dot said, prove it. That his proximity to Drake got him his first number one single, did it not? They displayed a lot of camaraderie on stage. I think now the one thing I will say is he took the first person shooter and rapped the verse that he rapped with the intent of further cementing himself as number one. And I think he knew what he was doing on that type of beat too. I think he knew what he was doing well on that type of record. Getting on that type of record and rapping because it wasn't Drake's wheelhouse to get on that and try to rap. He finessed Drake out into a body bag on that song. I will say that. I think that was intentional. I think that was intentional. I definitely think that. But yeah, Kendrick definitely said prove it. J. Cole attempted to, for whatever reason, deleted the song. 6 months later, however long, came back, dropped a response to the apology, made the situation worse. And here we are. Shout out to Cole from BYNK Media. That's my dog. He said, I need to know who called who for first person shooter. I'm telling you, it's some unanswered questions in this whole thing that'll make shit a lot more. It'll make things a lot more clear. I need to know at what moment in J. Cole's head did he say, hey, this ain't for me. I want to know who called who for first person shooter. I want to know when Kendrick felt he was getting aggressed by them two. I want to know that too. I want to know when it got real for Kendrick concerning J. Cole and Drake as a tandem. I want to know. I want to know. And I also want to know if J. Cole's plan was to take the road of least resistance. I want to know. I want to know if he was going to do that and was leaning on proper, sufficient marketing and PR to do the legwork for him. I want to know. Shout out to Just Gwen with a $2 super chat. Drake is even in the BTS footage of the fall off. You talking about those the little mini doc that was with Mike Delete Later? Is that what you're talking about? BH said, I do believe Drake called Jermaine. I wouldn't be surprised about that at all. I don't know if J. Cole can be like, yo, we should do a song together, Drake. We big as the Super Bowl. I don't know. The shout out to the Great Enigma. The same Skip. I want to know who shared the song with Kendrick, how, when, and where did Kendrick hear the song? I think it came across in a little email or something. I believe the new J. Cole interview will tell us a lot. I think I'm going to react to that entire interview. I do. I think I'm going to react to that entire interview. His psyche is so interesting to me. And I realized it. I really started to look at J. Cole sideways, but also pay closer attention to him psychologically with the off-season documentary. So I think I'm going to react to that entire interview when it drops. Start to finish. What new J. Cole interview you say? Perfect timing. And this is footage from an unreleased J. Cole interview related to the fall off that I'm assuming is going to drop in the weeks coming to the release of the album.
Fucking single. That's some wild shit.
Thank you, bro.
That's some wild and
thank you.
Can y'all
in that style?
Can y'all hear it? Just one of y'all can hear it. I agree, Naya. I saw you see. I think they made a lot of songs and picked First Person Shooter. I think what we know for a fact they made two, because Evil Ways dropped as well. So yeah, we know they was in the studio. I think they made one for both of them, and J. Cole just happened to out rap him on both of them. So that was a very surgical cleanup by J. Cole. Very surgical cleanup. Very surgical. I was quite impressed with J. Cole at that point in time.
In that way, maintaining that pattern.
Thank you.
Which
bro.
is the fuck.
It won't be in video format. Wow, man. I'll read it then. Whatever. However, whatever. I think the interview would be more about lyrics breakdown. That's a great PR move. That is fantastic PR. Fantastic PR. That is fantastic PR. First of all, it'll be in print, so we won't be able to read him. We won't be able to read his face. And also, it'll only be about the music, so that way, the important questions that a lot of people want to know will not be asked. That is fantastic public relations. Beautiful. But it's going to, for some people, going to come across disingenuous. So let's watch this real quick.
The rhyme scheme.
Yeah, the rhyme scheme.
Thank you.
Not easy work, and work that comes from rigor and one pushing themselves.
And that was such an enjoyable day. You're absolutely right. Thank you. And the day, I will never forget. I remember writing songs, especially with the great ones, you know what I mean? But I remember those like how people remember like scoring game-winning touchdowns. You know, that was so much time spent downstairs in my crib in the studio while the kids are at school, sitting in one spot, like putting a puzzle together. So enjoyable. So enjoyable. It took so much time. But I don't say that to say like it was like work. It was like putting a puzzle together to challenge myself. When I got to that second line, I didn't even know what it was going to be until I said, I persevered through the worst. Now I'm just rhyming. I persevered through the worst. My thirst to adhere is a curse. My life, I see it in reverse. My life, I see it in reverse.
And it's like, what if?
What if? I persevered through the worst. Okay. My thirst to adhere is a curse. My life, I see it in reverse. Oh, my life, I see it in reverse. The driver steered to the church. Oh, no. And at that moment, I get scared. I get excited and scared simultaneously. I get excited.
Okay. Damn. I was talking to my wife about this shit earlier, and I'll share it afterwards.
Because I go, yo, what if you could do this whole rhyme about your life story in reverse. But you gotta keep, I'm setting rules. You can't cheat. You gotta keep persevere through the worst. You gotta keep 4 syllables minimum. What if? And I get excited because I'm like, oh, that'd be so amazing. But then the fear comes to like almost a voice of like, don't even try it. Like, yo, why? Like, you know that's not possible. There's not enough rhymes to keep it clear and to keep it the way you want to do it. Stop, bro. And then the other voice is like, yeah, but what if though? Like, nah, like, yo. And then at that moment, I'm giving myself a door. I can leave and
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and stop it right there. We're gonna finish. But this is one of the parts that's pissing me off about this whole ordeal. In this audio, this audio version of this interview. J. Cole. You're almost a 20-year veteran, gang. You're almost a 20-year veteran in this hip-hop space, bro. You have been writing, recording, and releasing music by your fans' definition at a level beyond all of your peers for well over a decade. And you mean to tell me that 90 seconds of 5-syllable rhyme schemes had you afraid that you would run out of words? It's like, I get to the point, it's like, I want to be excited for him, but he get in his own way too fucking much. Like, you could have just been like, yo, bro, I came up with this dope ass idea and I just wanted to maintain a specific thing, and I got through it and it ended up coming out dope as fuck. That's all you had to say. But you're afraid that in 90 seconds, in 24 bars, 30 bars at the most, you're going to run out of words? Like, bruh, of course, it's not rapping my life in reverse. It's 2026 now. So 4 years ago, I started writing. Somewhere in like late 2023, I have one of those records. Like I never recorded it, but I recorded it as a voice memo. But I have a song where I'm rapping 4 syllables minimum with internal and external rhyme schemes for 90 seconds. I never got afraid. I never got afraid that it was gonna be some type of unreachable mountain. It's too many fucking words in the world. And being that I am a novice, I'm a novice at this. I've been writing for a long time, but as far as like this whole rap shit, I am a novice. I ain't even a novice. I don't even have no project out. But for you to get to a point where 4 or 5 syllables had you afraid is crazy to me. You're too far in the game and you're too lauded as a lyricist to be afraid of completing this task. Mike and Earl Sweatshirt on their most recent projects have at least 10 records where they are writing 5-6 syllable rhyme schemes, sometimes even 8-syllable rhyme schemes from the top to the bottom of the entire song. No hook. It's just 2 minutes of them rapping anywhere between 5 to 8 syllable internal, external rhyme schemes. The entire song. Bro. He is treating this as if he did something that has never been done before. Why did this frighten you? This is disrespectful. First of all, I would like to know how, when I'm giving context to why I'm saying that he should not have been afraid. When people are already doing it, it's something that has already been done. You've already proved that you can rap. Because what is plate of collard greens? You've already proved that you can rap 90 seconds with the same rhyme scheme. You've done it numerous times. So you telling this story in reverse for 90 seconds should not be something that has you afraid. Why, like I get now excited, yes. Afraid, why? You're too deep in the game to be afraid by this. This should not bring fear. It's not like you're trying to rap 5 minutes or something that you got to have done by a certain time. This is a writing exercise for you to get off a creative thought. This should not be frightening for you. So either you're lying, being performative, or you're just now getting to a point where you don't see yourself as you don't see yourself as great as your fans do. So either you being performative and you put 10 on 100, which goes into the whole PR and marketing element that we addressed earlier, or this shit is really shocking to you. It's one or the other, because there's no other reason for you to be people saying you the greatest lyricist of your generation. And 90 seconds of this type of rhyme scheme in reverse order should have you afraid. It's no reason. I was just telling y'all, I did it. I ain't nobody in hip hop. As far as like rapping, I'm nobody. But I was able to write 32 bars, maintaining a 5-syllable rhyme scheme. Is not, don't get me wrong. When I finished it, I was like, this shit is fire. Like I laughed at the end of my performance of the verse. Like I felt like I did some fire shit because it is dope. But for somebody with tens of thousands of more hours than me in this given craft, the last thing he should be is afraid. That's what I'm saying. The last thing he should be is afraid. And it's like he's just trying too hard to come across as relatable to the common man when it's just like, J. Cole, you are a gazillionaire. You are a fucking gazillionaire, gang. You are a gazillionaire. And you are one of the greatest rappers. You are one of the top 50 greatest rappers of all time. You are one of the top 50 greatest rappers of all time. Catalog notwithstanding. You are one of the top 50 greatest technicians of all time. It's no way that this should have you afraid. It's no way. It does not make sense. That's the point I'm making. For how niggas say J. Cole is and how cold they say he is, I ain't saying this is light work. But he didn't just lift the world. Rapping a story backwards is not an easy thing to do. Everybody can't do it well. I never said it was easy. I never said it was easy. But for somebody of his stature, it should not strike fear into him. It should not strike fear into him. That's my point. It should not have him fearful. Shout out to Black Hiller. She said at this point he needs 5-syllable rhyme schemes and emote at year 15, and he hasn't done that to me. We know you can dribble. You got one of the best handles in the game, King. You got one of the best handles in the game. You can get whatever you want to on the court, but I need you to start scoring with ease or start scoring with intention. And that's what I like about this song, because it feels very intentional. I just don't like this sentiment that he's trying to put out. And crazy enough, Moni, I was playing I was playing a couple songs from Damn this morning while I was getting ready. It completely missed me, and I don't want to make this about Kendrick, but it completely missed me how technically sound Duckworth as a track was. Shout out to Matty Warhol. He's either the man y'all want us to believe he is, or he isn't. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. Shout out to Matty Warhol, the $5 super chat. And it's like, I just think, like my wife and her family say, you putting 10 on 100. I think if J. Cole just put 100 out, it'll be cool. It's just be that extra 10 that just make me like cringe a little bit. It's like you didn't even have to take it that far. This shit already fire. You didn't have to be like, I was afraid when I was making it. You have to submit your work for a Pulitzer. It was not searched out for by the committee, but they chose it though. And he's the first non-classical or jazz musician to win the award. So there is still a lot of merit in that, because they weren't picking music with words in it for the most part and giving it to and gave it to a rapper. Especially in that given era of America that we were in. Well, I don't know where the Pulitzer is housed and presented in, but yeah, submitted or not, all works have to be submitted. All works have to be submitted. So if you want to win a Grammy, you got to submit your work for that. If you want to win, I think with any award you have to submit. With any, I think that's par for the course. So I don't think that makes no other rappers care to submit since then. I wonder why. I couldn't say, and we don't know if anybody else is submitting. But I don't think that they picked an album that wasn't immaculately written. I don't think they just did it because they wanted to give Kendrick something. We go back and as a matter of fact, I'm finna plug it. I've been trying to keep it down. But after we finish the road to 100, we're going to do a deep dive, 9 episodes into the album Damn. You just threw me an alley-oop to promote some shit. So shout out to you. So yes, we're going to do a 9-episode deep dive into Damn the album, breaking down concepts, production, themes, symbolism, all of these other different things. One of them is going to be I think the first episode will be a reaction or some shit. But yeah, I don't know the process, but shout out to Mona. She said plenty artists have submitted their work. They didn't win. That's the difference. Every award show is a submission, just like Cole said, F the Grammys, but still submitting his work. The panel stated that all the submittals had hip-hop elements, so they sought an actual hip-hop project, went through several, and added Damn to the nominees. Oh, so they added it. So they added Damn to the nominees. That's interesting. I can't confirm it or not, but if so, that's interesting. I get where she's coming from, as far as because I think what she's trying to do is attribute credit. I think she's attributing credit. She's trying to attribute credit because somebody said in the last stream, they was like, but Kendrick didn't produce To Pimp a Butterfly. And I was like, yeah, that's true. But most artists don't produce their music, and they still get the crown of being a great artist for what they do with that produced work. And then even deeper, a couple weeks ago, or a couple streams ago, before that, we pulled up Terrace Martin. When Terrace Martin was describing the level of intricate detail to which him and Kendrick would discuss what they wanted, or what Kendrick wanted the production of To Pimp a Butterfly to sound like. Not just, hey, I want this to be some jazz. It's like, no, I'm referencing specific songs in specific genres of jazz from specific artists, specific pieces of specific songs. And I know I'm saying specific a lot. Particular. I'll just say particular. So he was very precise and intentional with how he wanted the music to sound. So much so, let's go to the 2-minute and 30-second mark of given song. I like those trumpets. I like that saxophone. I like the use of the guitar or something. Like, I'm really intentional with how I wanted this to sound. I wanted this to sound a very specific way. So in all intents and purposes, Kendrick co-produced To Pimp a Butterfly. And he says he's present at all points of creation, from the moment that they start the first jam sessions and building concepts and ideas and all of that stuff at the beginning until the album is turned in after mastering. He is present for all of those things. So, yeah, I mean, there's a high level of intentionality that goes into it. It's a high level of intentionality that goes into it. And I think that's one of the reasons that when the comparisons get made, we start to look at all of the things together. You feel what I'm saying? So I get it. J. Cole makes he makes his own beats and has for a lot of his career, and then like elicited help, throughout, some pivotal parts in his career. But all of that goes together in a pot. Oh shit. You a sick Negro. D2, you a sick Negro, bruh. Hold on, let me I don't know why I keep doing this. Stop playing with me. You are a sick Negro, bruh. Damn, you clever, but you a sick Negro. Shout out to D2B2 with the big dog, $50 super chat. What's good? I'm Skip.
DJ. And this is the 5.
D2B2, you a funny dude, man. You are a funny dude, bro. Man, J. Cole's producer is holding him back. That was a perfectly placed super chat. Like, this shit could have been $2. Like, that shit don't matter. Like, that, bro, that one liner right there, that shit is elite. Oh shit, that was funny, man. But in all actuality, this is a factual statement. I think from from off season forward, he has done more more outside. He's doing a lot more outsourcing production. So hopefully he continues that trend into the mixtape that's to be dropped soon and into the fall off. Hopefully he does that, and it creates not just a collection of beats, but it's like an immersive sonic experience. That's a big thing too. I hope these two projects ain't just a bunch of beats. Even if they a bunch of 5 beats, I hope there's like connectivity, especially if you're talking about making an all-time classic record. But Cam, Cam said, hey Skip, thank y'all gifting me membership. Don't thank me. I didn't do it. Thank Screaming Silk and D2B2. Since I don't know which one of them did it, thank both of them. The gifteds are going out as a result of their contribution to the platform. So thank them. Thank them. Please, thank them. All I can do is just call it out when they get gifted, but I'm not the one that's giving them out. Afrofuturism said thoughts on Romy, that Indian music journalist, saying Cole is going to save mainstream hip hop. I got another video. Are you do you have like are you backdoored into my computer? This shit is weird. Like DJ be doing this shit too sometimes. We gonna get back to the J. Cole video, but I do want to play this real quick. Afrofuturism might be backdoored into my computer. This shit is weird. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Hip hop does not need to be saved. Hip hop does not need to be saved. It's not in a position of it's not in a position of danger. It does not need to be saved. And this is Sincere again from Hip Hop Roundtable, or the Rap Roundtable, excuse me. Shout out to them, shout out to their platform. They been moving outside, and I'm starting to see their stuff on my very, 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 very limited Twitter algorithm. So shout out to them. I'm gonna play this real quick.
You find yourself using the
No, I don't know if they brought her up. I don't think that ain't what I'm getting to. I'm just talking about the topic in itself. I don't think they brought anybody in particular up, unless that's the person behind them. I'm not sure.
Phrase saving hip hop or hip hop.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, everything works out beautifully. Then there we go.
Need saving, or this artist that I love. It's always an artist that they love, right? Your favorite artist is always saving hip hop. I implore you to find something else to say, find something else to think, even, because it's just it.
Excuse me.
Especially in 2026, we're just getting into 2026. We're coming off of 2025 and 2024. Kendrick Lamar, Doechii, the Clips, Nas and the Mass Appeal run, like
Conway.
What Conway the Machine, Rome Streets. Why do you specifically feel that hip hop needs saving at this point? To me, it feels like something that somebody that's not really part of the culture feels and thinks and says, somebody that's not really tapped in, somebody that's more sort of touristy, somebody that didn't really come up with it, but discovered it.
Nigga, say it.
But discovered it somewhere along the way and was like, oh, this is kind of cool. But, you know, only if it sounds this way, or only if it looks this way, or only if it has this sort of energy to it. Like, get the fuck off of my lawn with that shit,
remember
bro.
what she said, relegated to the underground, as if somehow being underground in hip hop is a bad thing.
Right. So that was the other thing, right?
Oh, you had one, my bad.
Oh, wow. So she said, oh shit. So I haven't seen, do I need to watch what she said after this? Cause I'm out the loop. I missed this discourse. I need to get on the platform with these niggas. They probably gonna be on my ass because I'm from the South. I think I'm the only Southern person. If I was to do some type of collaboration with them, they'd be on my head about that shit. They'll be like, you probably think Andre 3000 the best, don't you? I'll be like, yeah, I do.
My bad.
No. But no. You reminded me.
Okay.
You reminded me. Because we responded to her and that assessment of things, right? Saving hip hop. And we were generally saying hip hop doesn't necessarily need saving, like it's in a good place.
Great place.
And she responds by saying, not if those artists that you're talking about are relegated to the underground. And that's just such an elitist, like pretentious thing to say. So in conclusion, Samaya K, get the fuck off. Whoa.
We gotta ask the question.
Like, who is this guy?
Girl.
Where'd he come from? And why do we fucking keep acting like he's somebody that we need to fuck with? Get rid of this guy.
And
get the fuck off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
And also, anybody else that shares that sentiment, hip hop does not need saving right now. It is in a great place.
Nah, he was cooking. He chefed that up real nicely. I'm fully in support of that statement. Oh, now I did the first live stream of theirs I watched, I saw that they had got into it with some dude over the Clips versus Outkast. I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. That shit was funny. I went and watched the other dude video too when I found out who it was. Prayers to everyone involved. Shout out to Cole. He said, why is hip hop the genre that always needs saving? We don't hear that about we don't hear about anything. We don't hear that about any other genre. We hear it about R&B. I think it's just, I don't know, Cole. I was finna try to say some shit that sound good. I don't know, bro. I think it does come down to the soul of Black things. Like, being that we are so connected to our exterior, to our outlets of expression, we can feel when they not all the way right, because it's overall a reflection of how we're feeling as a society. So I think sometimes we can feel when it's just something not right. Like, it's kind of like having a rock in your shoe, like a very, very small one. Of course, not a big rock, but I feel like it's you can walk, but you just feel like it's just something down there that just ain't supposed to be there. You feel what I'm saying? So, but on the outside looking in, the narrative being pushed does have a level of prejudice to it, like to make it seem like we're always on the verge of collapse. You feel what I'm saying? So that that is an attempt to devalue what's going on. And that volatility is a representation of our lack of control and our innate need to have things that we create commandeered by people who are better able to steer the ship. I think that's a big part of where it comes from. But when it's a reset coming, things are going to be a bit wonky, but hip hop seems to be changing. It does. Like, and I can say that like as a person like who's attempting to like go through just a shit ton of albums like year to year with this road to 100, now road to 150 for 2025. The albums that are being pushed to the front, or the albums that are being recommended, that is evolving, and that is telling me what is being consumed and appreciated. They may not be the most popular people, but it's being pushed, and that is creating conversation around those artists in particular in the underground and just like the sub levels of the mainstream. Like this year, I've heard a project from Earl, Mike, we're gonna hear Red Veil, McKinley Dixon, a guy from the UK named Wretch 32. His album was really good. It was a surprise. Deontay Hitchcock is being pushed again. I don't really like Hakeem Ali like that. I think he's more like for the female gaze, but he can rap. Soul Child, fucking Lakeely 47 is getting pushed again. Shay Noir. It's just so much fucking music, bro. It's just so much music and so much on the periphery. Like, we are starting to gain more sub-mainstream awareness. That's the thing. That's the thing. And that is a sign of health. It's Mavi. I forgot about Mavi. Bro, it's just so much fucking good music out here, bro. People just need to look. People just need to look, bro. And I think now with the being open to like these sparse hip hop publications and looking them up and seeing what's being pushed out, you're like, damn, bro, it's so much diverse music, bro. It's so much diverse music. Shout out to Maddie Warhol. Why only in hip hop does popularity hold so much weight? This doesn't exist in metal, punk, and other scenes. Who cares if it's mainstream enough? I think that's in part a result of like the golden era of hip hop, quote unquote. I think it's in large part of that, because at that point, popularity, commercialism, and all of that stuff reached a fever pitch. So since then, popularity has been a big thing because that's a part of the commercialism push. In pop, that's also a thing. I think in the more now, like since Greater Times, genres that have become more niche, being mega popular doesn't matter as much. Big Crit needs more recognition. His new album knocks. I ain't gonna lie, Afrofuturism. I heard like 3 songs and I was like, bro, what the fuck? So I'm gonna go back and listen to it, but them first 3 songs did not do it for me. Crit made in my opinion, a classic album with Forever Is a Mighty Long Time. Digital Roses, Never Die, whatever it was called, that was cool. But like ever since then, it's just been like, Crit, what the fuck you doing, bro? I'm gonna go back and listen to it. I'm of the mindset now where I've learned to accept the first listen ain't always super accurate, especially what's good, Wayne? It's not super accurate all the time, especially if you're not in a particular space to review it. And I was kind of busy when I was playing it. I was setting up. We was getting ready to record something. So I don't know. I'll go check it out though. I will definitely go check it out. Just off the strength of his mixtape / indie album run and some of his work, particularly Forever Is a Mighty Long Time. Crit was here. Live from the Underground, Return of Forever. Oh my God, Return of Forever is so fucking good. So I'm gonna check it out. Because I actually have to, because it's on the road to 100 somewhere. So I'm gonna have to eventually listen to it all the way through. I blame, and this is from Locomotion. I blame Jay-Z and 50 Cent for their sales talk. Jay-Z is a big proponent of it. I ain't gonna hold you. Jay-Z fucking did in them, the shiny suit era, like that whole like 97 to like 03 changed the trajectory of what we valued in hip hop. Good music came out during that era for sure, but it did kind of change our value system in hip hop. It did. I'm mad no one really gave Saba and No ID a look. It was amazing too. Very Chicago to me. We did a reaction to that album. I think it's on our member side. And I think you can kind of blame that because the algorithm wasn't gonna show it no love, but it is on our member side. We did a reaction to that. That was a good fucking album as well. That was a good ass album. The Private Collection of Saba and No ID, that was a good ass album. As a matter of fact, I got the vinyl over here somewhere. Shout out to Stilo. It's around. It's in my vinyl case over there. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Chill, wait. If you new here, if you're not new here, you know a nigga love like the opportunity to like go show a vinyl. Yeah, go get that. You ain't gotta get the vinyl. Just go get the go get that go support it. And that's a part of the consumption outweighs creation and committee. If we go purchase that, not necessarily the vinyl, because I know everybody don't have a vinyl player. This is an expensive medium to engage with music. Get that if it's on Even or something like that. I know more money goes to them through that avenue. You know, get the project. Get it from iTunes. Streaming is like D1 was talking about this last night, like on Culture United. Shout out to the cast. But streaming is like the lowest way to show the artist appreciation. It's a vanity metric for real. It's a vanity metric. 100 million streams ain't even that much money for real in real life to them. If they get 10,000 pure sales, it'll be worth more than 100 million streams, most likely. So yeah, if you fuck with an artist and you're invested in them to the point where you feel like you're financially able to do so, support their work. Support their work. Shout out to Stilo. That was a great gift. Shit sounds good. Saba did great. Saba did great. His album Care for Me was phenomenal. So if you're not on Saba or you got on him late, go check out his album Care for Me. I got the Light Years vinyl, but it's the one that's just white. The cover just white. I can't even put it on the wall. I'm kind of pissed off about that. I might see if I can go trade that in and get something else. Let me see if I got any new super chats. Oh, but Cam, thank you for that the $5 super chat. But also thank you to Scream Itself and D2B2 for gifting We Are Disciples. Hey, shout out to the good brother 72 Pass with a $10 super chat. K-Dot joins these other black people who have won Pulitzer Prize as an author: Gwendolyn Brooks, Alice Walker, playwrights Charles Gordon, Lynn Nottage, Susan Laurie Parks, and novelist Colson Whitehead. So from that statement, and shout out to 72 Paps again for, and I'm probably fucked them people name up, but shout out to 72 Paps again for that tidbit of information. Kendrick is in a very elite company of black literary accomplishment, and Toni Morrison from Sheridan. That is a literary accomplishment. That is a marvelous literary accomplishment, and he's in elite company. So when we start talking about lyrics, man, it's only one nigga contextualizing past life regression. Well, not only one, but at that level, contextualizing spirituality in tandem with generational trauma. I'm saying, bro, when you really start to look at what's going on, like as far as just the words being wrote on paper, it's, bro, I swear to God, it's not close. One person says things well, and the other person says things well, but says important things. One person mentions God, the other person conceptualizes their relationship with God in a binary fashion, while inserting a subplot of cyclical resolution that changes whether it's clockwise or counterclockwise. It's not close, bro. When we really talk about, and that's why I didn't want to like say this earlier, because I said the lyric part is a different conversation. When we really start talking about the actual lyrics of shit, bro, I respect Crooked Smile. It hits the heartstrings. It's simple. It's able for a lot of people to resonate with. We got I though. We got apparently from one of them. We got you from the other one. I'm not saying a lot of his, not a lot. When Cole is at his best, he has a certain level of emotional and literary resonance. So I will never dispute that. He definitely does. But like I said, one person wrote Crooked Smile. The other person wrote I. One person wrote, damn, what was that? What was the comparison? Apparently. And the other person wrote you. at the upper echelons of their existence. One person did For Your Eyes Only. The other person did Sing About Me Dying of Thirst. One person did Kevin's Heart. The other person did We Cry Together. I'm just saying, bro. Like, it's really levels. It's really levels. It's really fucking levels, bro. Like, J. Cole is Drake. J. Cole is great. J. Cole, like, as a conceptual artist, when he's in his bag, because he has to get in his bag in that space, because sometimes it'd be a little surface level. But when he's in his conceptual bag, J. Cole is really fucking good. Really good. J. Cole said he ain't even really J. Cole will bring up God a little bit in a song. Kendrick writes Feel, where he's he's going through the process of challenging not only his position in hip hop as it relates to his savior complex, but also challenging the listener as a epilogue, in a sense, from Mortal Man from To Pimp a Butterfly. Go listen to Mortal Man again and then play Field immediately after it. Those songs are cousins. Like, J. Cole does not have that level of inter-project connectivity like that. But J. Cole is still talented. J. Cole is still talented. It's just the difference between a lion and a tiger. It's just a difference. That's all. They both wild cats. It's just a difference. It's just the difference. Only one of them can be the king of the jungle. They're both amazing to observe, but only one of them can objectively be the king of the jungle. What's good, Cam? But yeah, man, it's shit beautiful. I love hip hop, man. I genuinely love hip hop, bro. I really do. I really do. Like, sometimes I'd be like, damn, bro, I don't feel like listening to this album, bro. I don't feel like doing this shit. And then I just realized why I'm doing it. I actually love this shit. And we'll finish that J. Cole interview clip Saturday. I don't feel like kicking his back end no more. I really don't. I really don't. Damn. Some days it's hard. Yeah, it is, because it's so much, and you could feel like this shit daunting, bro. Like, especially like on the pursuit of not only being a fan, but trying to be something to you guys as well, as far as a place that you can come for whatever my limited role is in this hip hop space, in tandem with my brother DJ. Like, it's so much to create that. It's so much to sustain it, and it's so much to continue to evolve and not just get lazy or complacent. But when you always get back to, bro, I love this shit, that's when it started to make sense again. And that's when stuff started to flow, because you really just acting off of what you like and what you love. Please react to what? Let me know. I don't know why I just sounded like that. I be tripping sometimes. Shout out to Chandler25. They got different bags. Dot is more introspective and conceptual. Cole is better with the bars, in my opinion. Hey, it's your opinion. We already know what that poll gonna look like. Okay, especially in this chat, we already know what that poll gonna look like. Cole is better with the bars. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think he got. I think the one thing that he has over Kendrick probably is like their base level rap voice. That's it for me. That's probably it. DJ would show up at 10 o'clock. 10:22. Let me send this nigga an invite real quick. Oh, on email. I just sent him the link. Cole's talent is unquestioned. We want to know if the 10 man got heart. We want to know if you got heart, cuz. On hood. But yeah, I don't think he got better bars, bro. Like we saw Black Friday exists. Look Over Your Shoulders exists. Holy Key exists. The song with The Weeknd exists. It's just like, nah, bro. No. No. I'm sorry. I would entertain a rap voice, like a standard rap voice argument, but I think the counter to that is how many things Kendrick is able to do with his. So I would probably be like, you know what? I feel that. Power with Rhapsody exists. Yeah, it's bro. I'm telling you, I'm going through that feature list, bro. I'm going through it. I was writing like a list of stuff that I need to do, or just that's on the list to accomplish. With the reaction wise. Hold on, my bad, DJ. There you go. Let me take this down. But I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, I was writing a list because I have like certain reactions and like things that I want to do. So I'm trying to be more I'm being more intentional with writing that shit down. So I started writing down everybody saying salute to DJ. So I started writing down the Kendrick's features, and before I knew it, I was at 68 of them. So y'all not gonna get 68 of them motherfuckers. Y'all not gonna get 68. The goal is to do like 40. So I will split like probably like 10 to 12 of those will end up like member exclusive. Like some of the ones that like don't make the YouTube cut, but that are still good. Cause all of them out of the 68, I know 40 of them are stellar. And the other 28 just might not be as good as the other ones, or they might be like so old that they might just not have recognition value. But hold on, let me see. Shout out to Cam with the $10 super chat. The better comparison would be Kendrick versus Nas in categories. Yeah. They showing you wild love in the chat. DJ.
Oh, real quick. I know you trying to get out this nigga Cole. I know you're trying to say it, but I just got to get my 2 cents because I did hear this part. That nigga performative as fuck, bro. I don't care what y'all say. Cole fans, I know that's your guy. That's my guy too. Wait a minute, hold on. I know I did this before, but I'm going to do it again. Wait a minute.
While he's doing that, let me read this. And this is from George Amoki. You on point with the voice, but if Kendrick can go back and dug out his voice on Detox, then game over. Yeah.
I still got this, y'all. I still got this. Okay. I am a J. Cole fan at heart. Okay. Don't get it twisted. Everything I speak from is from a perspective of a real fan. Okay. So if I call that nigga a bitch because he acting like a bitch, he acting like a bitch. Okay. That nigga doing some performative ass shit, I'm gonna say it's performative. I had fear. I had apprehension. I was nervous. Nigga, what? You are too much of a top tier lyricist to say like that scared you, my nigga. Come on, dog. Come on, bro. Stop playing with me, bro. Stop playing. Like, stop. Like, you could just say like it basically everything you say, Skip. I ain't gonna reiterate this shit. But when I heard this shit, I'm like, bro, this nigga capping. This nigga capping, bro. He capping, dog. Anyway, that's how I just had to put my 2 cents in real quick. I ain't finna elaborate too long.
Know you a god even when you say you ain't. That's what Kendrick should have said. Know you a god even when you feel like you ain't, nigga. Keep your feelings out the way.
No, man. I still got this shit, bro. This the CD and Truly Yours is right here, bro. Truly Yours 1 and 2 and Born Center. So like I wish somebody would come here and say that shit. Cause I think I still got the Sideline Story too. I just gotta go dig through the crates. But I think I still got that too.
I can't believe I bought that and played. Not that I bought it and played. But you gotta remember at that era, I think that release schedule was Sideline Story, Ambition, and Take Care.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
With Section 80 being just Kendrick bubbling, like he still hadn't popped yet. But just think about that 4 albums. Cole had the worst album by far.
Did Big Sean drop at the same time, or was he after that?
I wasn't listening to him at all in that era, so I'm not sure.
I don't know if he was like that year or if he was right after that. I'm not sure.
Because it would have been like Finally Famous or something, right?
Yeah, Finally Famous, yeah. I don't remember.
Niggas definitely and then it was Born Center. I think Born Center was in a gap year.
Yeah.
Born Center was like 13. Drake dropped. He dropped Nothing Was the Same in 13, right?
Yeah, that was 13.
Damn, that was two good albums. We was right off of Good Kid.
Yeah, because Take Care came out in 2011.
Yeah, because I was coming back. I had just graduated from basic training, so this was November 2011 when I bought all of those. When I bought Sideline Story, Ambition, and Take Care. I was like, bro, J. Cole, what the fuck is this? It felt like a lesser version of Friday Night Lights, but with a bigger budget.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd have forgot what you was about to transition to. Like, so I don't want to go too crazy because like we can really go down a rabbit hole with that shit. But
yeah, we'll have to
yeah. Oh, and another thing too, with the guy, the video y'all put up with the guy, he was like, hip hop don't need to be saved. I agree 100% with that shit, bro. And you said something too that I really agree with. Like, what you said, what is the mainstream is coming more, what you said, palatable to the underground or like mid tier artists like that being pushed more. It was something like that you said.
The sub mainstream, so like not quite underground, but like that level of like that Isaiah Rashad level down to like the very, very cusp of the underground.
Yeah, like they're getting pushed a lot more. Like, because I agree with you, like on my recommended or like stuff that's just being promoted, even on the front page of like Apple Music, like, bro, it's artists that you wouldn't normally see that's being promoted now. So I think that's great. And personally, we need that because the big three has been such a staple in hip hop for so long in terms of the standard. And I mean all three of them. not just Drake, not just Kendrick, Cole. The big three is the standard that they've always tried to make a big three after that. Who's the next big three and things like that. That's been a thing. So now we're at the point where we're actually starting to give these other artists a chance to submit themselves in that mainstream lane that they may not reach the same level as them, but it's healthy that you have people in reserve that's coming up and getting that spotlight, that you're not solely relying on Drake, Kendrick, and Cole to keep hip hop alive. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, anybody who say hip hop need to be saved right now, clearly just not, it's not tapped in with music. And I'm not just saying that just because of the shit that we doing. Like, if you just look, it's there, bro. It's fucking there. It's just people are choosing not to see that shit. That's all.
I also think like going through this process, we're learning where to look.
That too. That
and
too.
you gotta also look at it like this: like the albums that you're searching now is training your algorithm on your streaming service of choice of what to send you. Because now it's trying to, because we already know, and this, I'm gonna make this very brief. The purpose of the algo is to create an environment that you don't want to leave. So they're reading the stuff that you're selecting and they want to give you more of that. So that way you will keep interested and you'll stay on the platform so they can harvest your data and all this other shit. But if you are looking for places to go to get recommendations, go to albumoftheyear.com. You can always go to like an easy source like is that Hip Hop DX?
I don't like Hip Hop DX, bro.
It's not always accurate, but it'll give them an idea, you know. Start to build their own algorithm on their streaming service of choice through that.
And they website be janky sometimes. It don't be updated, it don't be loading. But overall,
I'm be hopeful, DJ.
I know. It just
we don't have a lot of platforms that do this.
it just pissing me off, bro. I'm just like, bro, this shit ain't updated in 2 months. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's why when I had did it in 24, I was sourcing like 5 websites.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely albumoftheyear.com. Album of the year, and you can just type in best albums of any given year, and a bunch of different websites will come up. And do that, and that way you'll just you'll be more informed. Cause that's how I found Mavi. I found Mavi on one of those like more underground adjacent hip hop sites. It may have been album of the year, but I'm not sure. I was like, this like a cool album cover, and it's very high celebrate. I think it was like top 10 of 2024. I played it. I was like, oh nah, this shit hard. So yeah, let me see. Shout out to Cam, gifted 5 We Are Decipher memberships. Let me see. Big Sean was after that. Okay. Who is listening to Big Sean ever? Dark Sky Paradise. I was bumping Big Sean. By the time I decided, I was kind of like straight. I was like,
no, we ain't doing that now. Big Sean was in the,
and I was fucking with Detroit. And Detroit 2 was good. And then this last one.
I was in, we listened to Big Sean, bro. He just never lived up to his full potential, bro. That's all. But no, Big Sean was in the rotation.
He a cartoon character.
Yeah.
Real quick, shout out to Diva K. We are Deciphered. I noticed the popularity of Kendrick's Goosebump collab with Travis Scott. I think it just went diamond. Do you think that's one of Kendrick's better or worse features? It's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. That's not even a feature I think of when I think of Kendrick. I'm not gonna hold you.
It's mega high profile. So when you like, okay, like accomplishment wise, like,
yeah,
I think that's a diamond record. So, like,
I mean, I get it.
That, but like, as far as like the craft of like rapping, it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool, but it ain't that ain't the first thing I think of. No.
Yeah, I would do that one because I know it's gonna get views if I react to it.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going like track for track or some shit, Goosebumps is not one of the first ones I played. If I'm going Kendrick shit, like nah.
I'm going to What's Wrong. Like I said, Look Over Your Shoulders. The song he got with The Weeknd, that's crazy. He got one with
Oh, you talking Sidewalks?
Yeah, he got one with Flying Lotus called Never Catch Me. That nigga so good, bro. Like, no cap. That nigga really like, he's really ill with that shit, bro. He really ill with that shit. But real quick, we finna watch this from shout out to Rob Markman. We're gonna watch this real quick and
I ain't gonna hold you. He was tripping on one of the videos you was watching on the live, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I was like, damn. Like, come on, dog. What you doing, man?
Bro, them New York niggas love J. Cole, but they love him. I really think, and I don't have no New York homies. Like, I fuck with D2, but I don't know him like in real life to be like, hey man, what's the, you know what I'm saying? What's the vibe on J. Cole in New York? How y'all niggas feeling about him?
Yeah.
But I think I think they've I think they've like he's like their cousin.
Yeah.
Like they've welcomed him into the fold, and I think he's adopted a lot of what New York hip hop fans and artists subscribe to. So they welcome him with open arms. So let's play this real quick. I think it's like a minute and 43 seconds. We're not gonna play Wayno because I feel like
I watched that
job at getting the point across. Even if I don't agree with it, he does a better job.
Are you talking about the Wayno when he was answering to Fat Joe and Jadakiss? Is that the one you was talking about?
He's done a few videos. He's been
okay.
Like I've been putting out videos that people could look at and be like, "Ah, man, that's anti J. Cole." He's doing the other side, like trying to convince niggas, like, "Hey, bro, how long y'all gonna be mad at J. Cole, bitch? Until I ain't mad no more."
Yeah, because I saw the one when he responded to Fat Joe and Jadakiss, and I did kind of agree with some of his points, but overall, like, bro, J. Cole, you got shit to prove. That's all I'm gonna say. But go ahead, you can play it.
All righty.
Full stop. And he will always, for me, J. Cole is one of the greats. Full stop. And he will always be one of the greats in rap, especially if we're talking of this generation. You know, when I'm not talking rankings; those are semantics. We could talk. If you talk all time, where does J. Cole rank? I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I'd have to think about it. But he's one of the greats. If you talk about in this generation, still one of the greats, and probably ranks higher than he would of all time. But this is J. Cole's time. He's defined this time. He just defined this generation. I do think he is one of the all-time great rappers. And to me, and this is my opinion, he could still talk that shit. He could still talk that shit. Because maybe Kendrick has one up on him now, right? Maybe he can't talk that shit directly to Kendrick no more.
you think, nigga? why the fuck would that be a maybe, DJ? Why on God's green earth would that be a maybe? I don't understand.
Maybe he can't talk the shit to Kendrick anymore. Nigga, no shit.
He can't talk it, nigga.
The fuck? Nigga, unless you ready to study that ring and go 10 rounds, you can't say shit.
Bare knuckle.
Bare knuckle, bro. No gloves. Bare knuckle, nigga.
But you gotta wear gloves though.
Yeah, cause I mean, at this point, because you already played with me once.
Yes, like, you got out. You snuck me.
Yeah.
I'm finna beat your ass. I don't even want to play fight. I want to beat you the fuck up. I want to beat you the fuck up. So yeah, let's. You got anything to say before I start back playing? All right.
Maybe Drake has one up on them because they were all directly involved in that.
Drake's suing hip hop. Drake ain't got a one.
Nah. And Drake got washed twice on his own album by Cole.
He did.
Yeah. So
how you get washed on the original and the deluxe version? How you get watched on the original and the deluxe on two different types of tracks too?
Like, bro, it don't matter because that's always the argument that at least Drake had the balls to go out there and fight head up with Kendrick. Okay, cool, I get that, but that's like I go fight with a nigga in the backyard, then I go run and tell my mama, tell her to call the police on a nigga. If I went straight up and started fighting, like, bro, why would I? Like, come on, bro. Like, you went and snitched, bro. You went and snitched and be like, nah, y'all did this, y'all did that, y'all pushed him when y'all supposed to push me. I didn't like that, so I'm suing. No, nigga, you lose all credibility of the battle that you just did when you turn around and sued hip hop. Okay, at this point, you're suing hip hop at this point. You're not just suing UMG. You're suing hip hop because it affects everything in hip hop.
Yeah, because now in the appeal, and I didn't read a lot of it. I really didn't read any of it. I was watching Al's video earlier.
I read that bullshit.
He wants to argue against pre-established precedent as if the precedent doesn't exist or it is creating a negative precedent. And I was like, Drake, y'all already lost, man. But I would love for you to lose again.
Like, bro, the judge already proved that this song is not, you know what I'm saying, basically fact in the matter that you being a pedophile. It doesn't prove that you are that. Is that not? Well, I know it's not a good enough win for him, but the basis, the core of your argument, defamation, they've already confirmed that it's not defamation. So what else are you trying to sue for exactly? Because you've already asked for the Biden, you know, send the streams and all that shit. That was provided in your original claim. Even though that wasn't your original argument, it was still submitted. So what are we going back and retrying for? I don't understand the reason for them.
He need a million. He got to get them damages, gang.
Man, that shit is a waste of fucking
honest,
time.
gang. He got to get them damages, gang. I'm finna play it. He just look like he just popping please, don't it?
A little bit. I ain't gonna hold it. I don't want to trash him because I fuck with him, man. But
me too. Don't this look like when your kid get in trouble? What did I tell you to do?
You said not to do that.
You told me flush the toilet.
All right, chill. Chill.
Flush that goddamn toilet.
No, chill. No, because I know in my mind where I'm about to go.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't do it. I'm trying to hold myself back so bad. I don't want to kick this nigga back in, bro.
How you came in on bullshit like this?
Man. Look, I'm catching myself, bro. I'm being good, bro. I'm being good. I already came in late. You know what I'm saying? I'm good, bro. I ain't gonna come turn shit up.
Battle. And Drake got down. Drake engaged. Drake mixed it up. So maybe Drake has one up on him, and Cole can't talk that shit directly to Drake. But he's still rapping better, more crazy, more creatively than the majority of MCs out there, than the majority of MCs in his class.
Oh, okay, real quick. Okay. I agree with that. However, right, in the tier that these niggas put Cole in, what's his other competition? Who else he's going to be rapping against, sparring against, in competition with at this point, if it's not Kendrick or Drake? Because at this point, if you're saying that he's still rapping better than the field, to y'all logic, you know what I'm saying, where he is, he's punching down still. So it's not a real competition. That's what he was doing his whole feature run. He was punching down. He's rapping with niggas that low-key couldn't really rap with him. I mean, some of them...
He had 3 like suitable fades. He had the Gangstar fade, the Royce fade, and the Benny fade. Like though, and Benny really not at that level, but Benny is a rapper. He's a rapper's rapper. So I count that one for sure. Those are the 3 honest fades that I recall him having.
Bro, he rapping with Yachty and he rapping with Gucci. Is that on the same tier? Okay, then. So I'm just like, who else is gonna really go at Cole that y'all gonna feel as though it's honest, great competition that's on his level, his stature? Because y'all not gonna,
him on a record with like the actual, like some of them sub mainstream rappers. I wouldn't be mad.
I'm just saying in terms of like competition, like y'all battling this shit.
Oh, because Freddie.
I was just gonna say Freddie, but people ain't gonna respect Freddie for real, bro. Freddie can get on there and go crazy. They not gonna respect it, bro. They not gonna give it the respect of what it should be, bro. They just not gonna do that. Cause just like technically Push wasn't the one to take Drake out, Freddie is not gonna be the nigga to take Cole out. He's not. They're not gonna respect it the way they should, bro. Even though he's rapping his ass off, it's probably gonna be a great ass song or whatever it is. It's just not gonna be respected. The same way Push was rapping his ass off cooking Drake ass left and right. It wasn't enough to get that nigga out the paint.
Yeah.
Until Kendrick came along, because he's on the same tier. So that's all I'm saying. So yeah, he could go out here, rap, talking this shit, how still the best and all this shit, but it's still gonna always be an asterisk on that to me. Because the people that's in your tier, your weight class, you not boxing with them niggas. You ran. I'm sorry. It is what it is, bro. But go ahead. And I see you, Cole. I get it. I know what you probably gonna say, Cole. I see you. But I'm standing on this one, bro. I'm sorry. Shout out to you though.
In reference to what?
He said stop it when I said that. I'm punching that he punching down on niggas.
Cole. Cole, are you defending Cole? Are you defending your namesake, Cole? Because the nigga, let's go through like his obvious like features he had. I'm not bringing her up because she's a woman first, but Bia, T Grizzly,
Grippy,
Savage, Cash Cobain, Dirk, Thug, Travis, Benny, Royce, Gangstar, man, J. Cole ain't on that whole rapping with a whole bunch of elite niggas, bro.
That's all I'm trying to say, bro. So yeah, sure, he can go out here talking shit. But if somebody responds like, yeah, J. Cole, you ain't this, and he respond to them niggas, okay, what's next?
The rhymes still hold up, right? To me, he's a great. He's a great who dropped the subpar diss and bowed out of a battle and earned his L because of it. That loss is on his record. That's an L on his record, but it don't stop him from being great. You know what I'm saying? Someone like Rakim, for example, wasn't battle tested. Not in this way. Rakim is one of the greats. We don't dispute that. Big Daddy Kane never battled anyone for real. For me,
he not wrong. He not wrong.
Yeah.
He not wrong, bro.
But I think the thing with them niggas is, and not Rob when I say them niggas, I'm talking specifically about J. Cole's, or just the general consensus of people that are trying to excuse the behavior that J. Cole put out into the world. They're acting like people are hating on him if
you point out the obvious.
If both things, if we look at it from the perspective of both things can be true at the same time.
Yeah, because I didn't say that he couldn't be great still.
We just said we don't want to hear him popping shit because of what happened is going to sound hollow. That's all.
Yes.
You can feel like you're the greatest all day, and you can demonstrate that you're the greatest without saying you're the greatest. That's why I keep saying, like, stop telling me you're great, nigga. Show me.
That's like I'm praying, like even though I know I've said multiple times that the fall off ain't coming. I stood by that for a long time. But now that it's here, I want this shit to be good, bro. I'm not sitting up here praying on this nigga downfall. Like, I want this shit to be good, bro. That way he can finally, go off into the sunset on a good note. We can finally stop talking about this nigga. He delivered what he was supposed to after 10 plus years of working on this fucking album. He wrote, like, I want that for him at this point. Because I want him to stop with all this I got fear and all this other bullshit. I'm sick of that shit. Like, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it, bro. I want this shit to be so good, bro. And at this point, all the Cole fans, like the super Cole fans, it won't even matter that y'all going crazy. I won't even care because he lived up to what his potential was, and he delivered on what he said he was going to deliver on. I can't hate on it. I can't say shit about it.
I ain't gonna lie. If it's like really, really good, I might cry.
That's I want that shit, bro. I want it.
I might cry because I got fake morals.
I got fake morals. It's crazy. Nigga,
I got fake morals.
Nigga, you a hater.
But real talk, I think it might be an emotional moment. Real shit. Like, I had to do a little punchline, but real talk, like if that shit like let me see. If I feel about that album when I finish, like how I felt about Igor,
yeah,
I might get emotional, bro. Real talk. Cause I'd be like, damn, he finally did it. Probably not like crying, but like,
no, I remember when we was listening to that shit, like
Mhm.
one of the first time, bro. Like we was like, damn, bro, this shit is really fucking good, bro.
yeah, I'm gonna be emotional, bro. Real talk.
Yeah.
Like, and to what level of emotion, I'm unsure, but like it's definitely, I'm gonna definitely feel something. And if it is good like that, it's gonna be a reaction. So y'all gonna see how, you know, we process that in real time. But it's like, if it's really that good, bro, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be like, sheesh. This
Like,
nigga
that's one thing. That's
out.
one thing about me, bro. If I don't like some shit, I don't like it.
Yeah.
But I don't like some shit enough to where I'm gonna purposely say some shit is trash when it's good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that kind of type.
Yeah. Cole said, the only thing, not J. Cole, the other Cole. The only thing I'm afraid of is if this is a 2-part album. Everybody can't do a 2-part.
I agree with that. I do.
All Eyes on Me is up here. Oh, it ain't really no double albums up here.
No, it's very, very, very a small company of people that did it correctly, did it right. And then with him talking about this other project that you said that's coming with the vinyl, that's supposed to be dropping the same day. Like, bro, that's technically 3 albums, bro. Unless this other project is another double album. Like, that's a lot of fun.
It's 4 LPs. So whatever the separate thing is, it's 2 LPs on its own.
Like, bro, first of all, that's a lot of fucking music for one. Yeah. 2, like, bro, I ain't gonna hold you. Listen, this might be the biggest finesse to come up ever. If he's able to pull this shit off and all this shit sound good, man.
Oh, that's kind of hard. Oh, that's fire. Hey, I'm finna show y'all some merch wise.
Oh, real quick, Skip.
Yeah.
So if this album is as good as we talking about, it's gonna be. Does that wipe away anything from 2024?
Absolutely not. It still stands. and that's the thing. I just need. Well, I'm not gonna show y'all the merch, because that's just an idea. It's not a finished product. But absolutely not. It's just, and that's the thing. I think people are hoping that the shit goes away. No, the good and bad is a part of your legacy. Just because Kobe came back and beat the Celtics in 2010, that don't mean he didn't lose to them in 08.
But also, I will say that I think what makes it even harder to try to justify that is Port Antonio. He should have never dropped that shit.
Yeah.
I think that if he just would have, did the shit that he did, dropped 7 dribble, reverse, apologize, or whatever, I don't think it will be as bad for him to really kind of move past it. I mean, it's still gonna be there, obviously. But Port Antonio was just like the nail in the coffin, dog. Like, that song was so bitch made, dog. Like, bro, it's hard to get past that shit, bro. I'm sorry.
Somebody said they was gonna try to get me a J. Cole interview. You calling him a bitch? He ain't gonna get it to me no way. But
hell no.
I agree, bro. I was saying that earlier. As a matter of fact, like, the issue that a lot of people have with J. Cole since 2024 is directly his fault, and it's 2 primary reasons. It's Port Antonio and 7-minute drill. Because if you don't drop 7-minute drill, you don't need to apologize.
Bingo.
And if you don't apologize, you don't need Port Antonio.
Yeah.
J. Cole is going on No Life Shack. That's dope for No Life Shack.
Oh, that's for real? That's confirmed?
I don't know. I think she just but if so, that's a big look for No Life Shack.
Hell yeah, that's a big look.
You gonna be hold on.
Don't do it, Skip. Don't do it. 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 Don't do it.
I got to.
Well.
Well. We got No Life Shack in the building. Yeah. Yeah. But also, hold on, guys. Hold on real quick. Y'all know that I've been a Cole fan my whole life. Like before I was born. Like I made this one track one. I made this one track one. I got J. Cole in the building. What's up, J. Cole? The Carolinas is in the building. Yeah. I told him it's a boy was gonna be tough. It was gonna be tough. Here you go, Cole. Yeah. But hey, Cole, let me ask you this question, man. Real nigga to real nigga. What was you thinking when Like That came out? Cause everybody wanna know.
I had apprehension.
That's tough. He had apprehension. Is that like when your blood pressure be high? Oh shit. But yeah, real talk. That'll be 5 foot. That'll be 5 foot. No Life Shack. Like I make his voice because I can do it. But that'll be 5 for him, bro. He really fuck with J. Cole. So that'll be 5 for him. But especially if it's like in part like as a stream, that should be hard. I ain't gonna lie. That should be 5. Probably hold on. Stop doing that to me. It'll be that should be fire.
The same way. Did you ever see when RDC World was in that J. Cole and Boz video? Yeah, like that's a big look. Like it'll be a big look like that because they of course they met him obviously, but they was in the video with the nigga, bro. Like
yeah,
that's tough, bro. Like that's forever cemented.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's tough, bro.
Also, I got the hypertension, apprehension. Okay, cool. I'm weak. No, I'm weak. Kayla the Fifth said No Life Shack sounds like the black man version of Jennifer Coolidge. That's funny as fuck. You know who Jennifer Coolidge is?
I think I do. Is that
that's Stifler's mom from American Pie?
Yeah, yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
With the
I was gonna say something crazy, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah. I was gonna say something crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say something crazy. I appreciate the self-awareness, man.
Yeah, man. I don't want to come here and blow the shit up. It's already late, bro.
Yeah, we finna go, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh, we'll save the Rocky for well, no, I can play this clip real quick. And this is what we'll leave out on. Let me see. Let me do this Kirko first. No, I ain't gonna do nothing concerning Drake this stream. We're not. We'll save that for what's name. But we are gonna do this academics one because I can't remember what the thumbnail or the thumbnail. Yeah. I think it said we're in a battle for integrity in hip hop or some shit. And this applies to that.
Bro, did you see the picture of him with this nigga, bro?
Yeah, his knees was touching.
That shit look weird, bro. Like that old Zippy going crazy on him, bro. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they asked me what it said. Yeah.
Tough.
Like me.
Yeah, Michael Scorn.
Might as well listen to Ari Lennox new album. I gotta go to work. I gotta get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. We'll catch it though, but not right now. I'm gonna watch a episode of Attack on Titan before. Damn, it's 11 o'clock. We finna go for real, but I'm probably gonna watch an episode of Attack on Titan before I go to sleep. I'm 5 episodes in. I ain't made a lot of progress, as y'all can tell, but
bro, when you told me
I kind of like it so far though. It's cool,
bro. When you told me, I started rewatching. The moment you said, bro, I'm falling in love with this shit all over again, dog. I'm like, bro, oh shit. I can't wait till you get the end of part 1, bro. That's gonna be shit. Yeah, man.
I'm gonna finish it for y'all because I think because at first I wasn't watching it because I didn't realize that YouTube has a dub version.
Yeah, it does.
Like Crunchyroll doesn't have like I think they don't dub it until like season 3 going forward.
No, it's season 1 dubbed. I was watching the other day.
No, I'm saying YouTube has a dub.
I know, but I'm saying Crunchyroll has the dub and the sub version of it. I have the Crunchyroll membership app.
Oh, okay. Because when I was looking, like the dub version, at least from what I was seeing on YouTube, it started at like up at season 3. So I was like, what the fuck is that? And then I found the setting that I could just watch the regular season and change it to English, and they start speaking in English. So I was like, bet. But it's like 4 days into my subscription. So I'm gonna probably go catch an episode because I think I need to eat something before I go to sleep. So I'll try to get me a little episode in before I go to bed. But yeah, let's watch this real quick, and then we can get the fuck up out of here.
That's when
Why Act got them big ass shoes on?
I don't fucking know, bro. He just a weirdo.
I fuck with the subtitles, but that mean I gotta have my eyes locked in on the screen at all times.
If you're not used to watching it like that, I wouldn't recommend it. That's something that I've just grown accustomed to over years of doing it. Like it's just second nature. But no, if you can get the dub, get the dub. Because the dub isn't that bad.
Yeah,
so
I got it. And then like I realized that there is slight differences in what they're saying.
Yes, it is.
I promise y'all, if I gotta watch the sub version only, I'm not gonna watch it.
I wouldn't force you to do that. Now I do agree with you. Like they do change some of the stuff through the translations and localizations and shit, but it's not that far off, bro. It's not.
I noticed that. So what I do is like if I watch it and the shit like dumbfy, I go back and watch it the second time in sub.
Okay.
But like this first time, because I gotta watch it when I can. Like I might be washing the dishes or something like that. So if I'm not watching it, like paying super attention in the sub, I'm gonna miss a whole bunch of dialogue. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah. So let's play this.
It's back in full effect. I ain't gonna hold you. And you saying what you mean, and you meaning what you saying, and you deal with the consequences later. I know you got phone calls from that nigga, like I know you had to be like like, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, bring back the journalism that we need from you. Stop having it like one side of the pen, because you're gonna lose viewership and you're gonna lose a lot of niggas. I know that you are at the forefront of streaming, you at the forefront of journalism. You change journalism in this new age. Nobody buys tangible magazines and newspapers no more for our generation. It's all digital. It's all digital media. You the number one digital hip hop media outlet. And when I go to your page, it's nothing but drama. You used to be posting shit you thought was fire on some Tumblr shit. Now you getting so political that we know that nigga gave you 5 bands to post. Hold on. I had to call you one time. Like, you don't be posting shit that you feel like, yo, this is fire. Don't lie.
Don't lie, gangster. Don't lie, gangster.
The only thing I don't agree with, he said like you the forefront of journalism. I don't really like that, but everything else he's saying is fucking facts.
Stop.
Everything else he's saying is fucking spot on, bro. But the shit you post, I know the nigga paid you some bands to go crazy on this shit, or Happy Dad or whoever. They paying you, bro.
Yeah.
Because we have proof that before a certain point in time, as we all know, you were not biased or like, you know what I'm saying, pivot to Drake at all, bro.
Nope.
If anything, you had a way more flexible palette. You was way more objective on a lot of shit. And you flat out said Kendrick.
Oh shit. What happened?
It was the best.
Okay.
But not like us, it's your number one song on Spotify. Make it make sense. Come on now. Family Matters wasn't even in your top 3, bro. Family Matters was like 5 or 6 or shit. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Yeah, we definitely know for a check. Because when he was doing the Kendrick shit, I think he was building his bones, trying to be respectable. And then that got him to Everyday Struggle, in addition with the War on Chirac. And then he continued to use the Kendrick to get his name respectable. And then boom, out of nowhere, he switched to Drake. And he's been Drake, and that has made him more famous, and his proximity to Drake will continue to elevate his stardom as Drake ascends, because every what is it? Every mad scientist needs an Igor. So
Okay,
he'd
Igor.
rather be a understudy to the main guy than just being an afterthought praising the person who he feels rightfully should have it because he can't attach to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I think that's it for today or tonight rather. The verses, by the time we link up again, well, no, we'll talk about the verses sometime leading up to that. Hit what verses? Michael made it,
bro. That's gonna be a good verses, cuz. That's a damn good verses.
Clips is gonna perform at the Grammys.
And
they were named the comeback of the year by Billboard's greatest pop. Hold on, wait. Clips has been named comeback of the year for Billboard's greatest pop star of 2025 list. Somehow Complex named NBA YoungBoy the best rapper alive of 2025. Hey, that's their prerogative. And Casanat is trying to learn how to read good. And I think that's very commendable. We'll discuss that in greater length on Saturday. And while I got y'all, next Friday on the 30th, I said I was gonna wait to Saturday, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all now. So
y'all need to pull up.
So y'all can be prepared. Just like it's 184 of y'all, and I saw at one point it was like mid twos. We need y'all to show up as much as possible next Friday. We have our first artist interview. No. Yeah, our first artist interview as we are deciphered as a collective. We are interviewing. Well, I'll tell you what you should be listening to. Listen to "Wish You Were Here" by Chica. I need y'all to listen to that when you can in your spare time over the next week. Get acclimated because we are interviewing Chica Friday, January the 30th on We Are Decipher's channel as a live stream. We had been trying to work it out probably since like
October.
We were gonna do something in person, but the venues that we were trying to find, the one venue that I thought was gonna be the best, I reached out to him. He's like, "Hey man, that shit burned down." I was like, "Fuck, nigga, what? It burned down?" He was like, "Yeah, man, I lost my whole recording studio." I was like, "Fuck." So I told her, I was like, "Hey man, I know you gotta leave Montgomery and go back, to where you at, but and I feel like we kind of in a time crunch." So I told her, I was like, "We'll get back to it when it makes sense." So I was like, "Bet." I hit up not too long ago. I was like, "Hey man, let's just do a stream. Like, fuck it." And she was like, "Yeah." It's like, "Bet." She was like, "Cool." I was like, "Bet."
Yeah, man. So yeah, now we need y'all to pull up. We need y'all to definitely. Now, granted, we're not gonna hold her for too long, so it'll probably maybe like an hour, hour and a half, depending on how it goes or how she feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know she got things to do, but we need y'all to show up at least for a good hour for sure. Like,
yeah. Just like we're talking about the whole consumption thing. This is a part of it. Yeah. This is a part of it. And also she fuck with the channel.
Heavy.
Fuck with the channel. And so we want the channel to fuck with her back. So this is the name of the project. Chica, Wish You Were There /here. So it's a EP. It's 8 songs. Well, I don't know if she defines it as EP, but it's 8 songs. Go check it out. The 2 lead singles from the project were Stemming and Float. Float is beautiful. Stemming is more so like upbeat, like talking about like her relationship with being I think neurodivergent is the proper terminology.
Yeah, I mean, and people equate that to autism a lot too with stemming, but It's more so to what you said though. Yeah.
But yes, she's been here. She exists under an alias.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna blow the spot up.
Yeah. About to say we ain't gonna say like if you know, you know.
That was a lit ass live stream when she showed her face.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, she was around for the Joey Badass battle.
Yeah, she was.
She was around for the Joey Badass battle. Highly opinionated.
Very much so.
Very, very much.
And
so.
she was around for a lot of the Diddy shit too.
Oh, she was kicking his back in. Oh my God.
Yeah, she been here for a minute, bro. She been in here for a while.
Yeah, she was getting niggas the business. But yeah, that's something I wanted to lay on y'all. We got another announcement that I'm not gonna. We got to get this one out the way first, because like I said, we got the.
So you didn't announce that already?
What?
The one on the Saturday. I thought you announced it.
Absolutely
not. Okay. All right. Well, I ain't saying that.
It's too much. It's too many pieces. It's too much shit that can go wrong.
I got you. I just thought you maybe said it already, but that's cool. I ain't saying that.
But yeah, we ain't gonna announce that one. Yes. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, Moni. Yep. But let me see. Skipping DJ, who are you picking in the fight? T.O. or Shakur? Shakur. I don't know. I don't think DJ watched boxing.
No, I mean I know who Shakur Stevenson is, but I don't know enough to be like I'm knowledgeable, but like yeah, they go win because of this. Now I can't say that. Like I know some names. I've seen some fights, but I don't follow it as heavy as Skip do.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. If you see a notification for a live stream at 2:30 in the afternoon, pull up, because I'm not doing the evening stream because I'm watching the fight. But if not, I'll let D2B2 or like JC or somebody like keep me kind of like tapped in. But if you see that live stream is scheduled for 2 p.m. on Saturday on the 31st, I'm not pulling up at 7:30. Okay.
What day is that playing? Like what day is the fight?
January 31st.
Oh shit. Okay.
So yeah.
Damn, wait a minute. So that first week of February gonna be crazy, at least for me. So you got Grammys, we got the J. Cole shit, the other shit, Comic-Con that same weekend. Shit, it's something else going on that same. That's a lot of shit going on the first week of February, bro. God damn, bro.
What's good? I'm Skip.
You know, DJ.
And this is the 5.
I may have to pull up that Sunday.
It's gonna be fun, man. So the Starsky, I'm gonna start releasing that in pieces. I gotta edit that. It's like I said, it's like 2 hours. I gotta edit that. Shout out to Starsky for pulling up, man. That was a great build. I feel like y'all gonna enjoy that. The Chica is the 30th. We got some fire for y'all on the 7th. And then that shit crazy. So y'all gonna get the J. Cole the 6th. Yeah. And whatever he drops, if the mixtape drops before, y'all will get that. Y'all will get the Fall Off. Y'all will get the Starsky, the event to be named. And then we're gonna finish our road to 100, and then we're going into Decrypted, the deep narrative analysis of Kendrick Lamar's Damn.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of shit coming out, man.
And as a reminder, after we conclude the Road to 100 series, we are going to adjust the tier system, particularly on YouTube, because we never really set defined tiers on YouTube. Like we just had the $2 tier and the other tiers that YouTube created, because we want to
be inclusive.
I'm probably going to change how Road to 100 is presented. Like in the $2 tier, you may get a condensed version of it, but the full version will go to the higher tiers because of the level of production that has to go into that.
No, Road to 200 is not happening. I'm telling y'all that now.
It's gonna be we going back to 100.
100, yeah, man.
200 takes too long, and if y'all want deep narrative analysis series and shit like that, we're not gonna be able to juggle that and a Road to 100. We're gonna do Road to 100. Try to do maybe 2 deep narrative analysis a year, get the reactions going and all that shit. But yeah, 2026 is looking fun, man. And I promise y'all.
And I'm telling y'all now, for 2026, because that Road to 2025 had a lot of EPs on it, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Some of them shits was like 4 songs, 5 songs that I didn't realize until I'm getting to the episodes and shit. I'm like, bro, this is taking up too much space. This fluff at this point. Like I could chop down 25 of these easy. You know what I'm saying? Ain't none of that on 2026, bro. I'm not getting past 100. 100 is the cut off. Because 150, this shit is tough.
Insane.
Fucking tough.
Hi, is anything scheduled for Wednesday the 4th?
Not right
Maybe
now.
a La Cosa Nostra. We need to kind of get started back on that. Yeah. If anything, it'll be that because I would want to save. I almost said something.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta stop asking me questions.
Yeah, man. Let's get out of here.
Y'all gotta stop asking me questions. They be questions. Shout out to the Great Enigma. Skip and DJ, y'all finalized the name yet? I remember a few name ideas were thrown y'all's way by a few of us in the chat. I remember Keisha 72 Path had some dope name suggestions. I just told y'all.
It's decrypted.
It's decrypted, the deep narrative analysis. So of course we won't say all of it together, but the title of the show is Decrypted, and then it'll be like the I think it's the deep narrative analysis of such and such, but we will shorten that to be the DNA of.
That's so tough.
Yeah. Shout out to the decoders that helped us come up with that, man. Y'all did some good shit. Y'all met the challenge, helped us come up with some shit. Decrypted, the DNA of. Yep. Decrypted, the DNA of. Yep. But you got anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Nah, man. I appreciate y'all showing me love. I be seeing y'all, man. Y'all be showing me love, man. I be doing shit. I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. I be doing shit. I got side missions and shit. I be doing, you know what I'm saying? Getting achievements and shit, man. I promise you, if I ain't have to work this job, me and Skip that we working, nigga, y'all see me all the damn time.
But tell them when the shit get to cracking off,
man, y'all gonna get sick of me.
We stopping shit.
Yeah,
like with the 2 codes, y'all gonna get DJ for both of those. I know some of y'all said y'all will watch the Iceman shit if we do it. So DJ said he'll do it. So you will do that and I saw like Don Toliver supposed to be dropping. So yeah, if the big dogs come out, because I think that's kind of where we at right now. If the big dogs come out, like DJ has a reason to like kind of push some other stuff that's more of a priority to the side. Like a lot of the stuff that I do, like with the reactions and stuff for the channel, like DJ be at work or like sleep from work. So we gotta make shit shake to keep the channel going while we doing other things, or we gonna have a fall off. And I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But let me make sure I got all the super chats real quick. Shout out to Screaming Silk. Get the 10 more We Are Disciple memberships. Cam, is it 2 Cams? Oh, this 2 completely different niggas. Oh, I always thought this was the same person. I swear to God, I thought this was the same person. It's 2 different niggas, bro.
Way different again.
My bad. Okay.
Before and after hair journey.
Yeah, shout Out of the 29 Capri. Thank y'all for the membership, Skip and DJ. Thank Screaming Cell and D2B2. Shout out to 72 Pass. Okay, I did this one. I'm weak. D2B2 said with a $5 super chat. J. Cole is that we got Kendrick at home. Very well. Okay, here go Cam. Shout out to Cam, gifted 5. We are Decipher memberships. And after that, Beats Per Minute podcast became a YouTube member. If that was gifted, thank Cam, D2B2, or Scream and Sell, or all of them. Shout out
I ain't
to
gonna
King.
hold you. That's a fire ass name though.
What Beats Per Minute?
Yeah, that's tough with the logo. Like that's tough.
Somebody came through last what's name? His name was I think it was Hip Hop on Top. It'd be some very interesting names that came in. Somebody came in here earlier. I think it was like the super secret science or some shit like that. I was like, bro, like where y'all be coming? Then some Afro futurists. It'd be some cool ass names that be popping up in here, man. Shout out to Cam Salon 5, gifted. We are Decipher memberships. D2B2, his name was creative too. Cause I was like, is it like R2D2? It's like, yeah, I was like, oh, I'm smart, cuz I'm a nerd too, though. He was trying to get you to pop off early. He was like, let that shit fly. Shout out to Cam, $5 super chat, and D2B2, $5 super chat. J. Cole apology is like LeBron's playoff choke against the Mavericks. It's never going away. The best you can do is get enough on top of it that it becomes just a defining moment in your legacy.
Because the Miami Heat that year,
yeah,
they was smoking shit that entire year, bro.
Then you get up there and you averaging 11 points a game
against Dirk by himself.
I think Buddy, who was their shooting guard, didn't even last like 2 years after that.
Like you had JJ Barrera, Jason Terry. Was Jason Kidd on that roster?
Yeah, Jason Kidd was a point.
So Jason Kidd, Devin Harris, was Sean Marion on that roster?
I'm not sure. We finna have another conversation.
Yeah, my fault.
Shout out to Scream and Sell. Oh my goodness. 19 more. What's good, I'm Skip?
And this is the 5.
20 more. We are Decipher gifted memberships. Man, bro. The goal was 20 today. Y'all doubled it and then some. I'm telling y'all, bro. We greatly appreciate the fuck out of y'all. And we coming through. We're showing proof of concept with, y'all are financially empowering us to do what we do, and we trying to pay it forward the best way we can. That's where the Chica comes from. That's where the Starsky collab comes from. That's where deep narrative analysis come from. That's where Skip finna go on this feature run reaction spree. we got y'all, man. Y'all keep holding us down. We're gonna keep holding up the standard. But other than that, I'm Skip.
Oh, real quick. I'm sorry. Y'all, I mean, I know y'all don't know him, but just throw some love. My dad's birthday tomorrow. So happy birthday, Papa Free, Papa Dad, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? My dad's birthday tomorrow, man. So just show some love. Just put it out there in the atmosphere. But
the OG Southern legend.
yeah. So, but yeah, other than that, that's it. I ain't got nothing, man.
All right, y'all, man. See y'all Saturday. Then we'll see y'all when we see y'all. But I am Skip.
And I'm DJ.
And until next time, hip hop lives here. Drake is a dirtbag. A$AP Rocky is the king of New York. Cardi's the queen of New York. And Joey Badass is the jester. And we out of here.
And we study rap battles for a living. Literally.
Peace, y'all.